KIRO AM Seattle, KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Get your freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Seattle Sports app, all the podcast platforms, 97.3, HD2, and YouTube. Yep, rolling along here, man. So, God, this is going to be fun. We got a lot. Seahawks getting to practice today. More, are you coming out there this afternoon as well? I know I am. Are you going out there?
I don't know that I'm going to be able to.
That's sad.
I don't know. You're going to ask me on the air, put me on the spot.
Well, it just means that now I'm going to be out there by myself.
I made it last week by myself.
I know. It's not as fun. I was hoping you'd come. It's sad. I'll hang out with Brady.
I also just now got your text. I texted you this morning to see if you wanted to start.
I just texted.
And I never got a response. And
I just texted a minute ago.
Oh,
right
I thought maybe it just now came through and I felt really bad.
No, I just got it on the air.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that was just a moment ago. Maura's so nice. She asked me if I wanted Starbucks, but I never looked at my phone.
Guilt-tripping me this morning.
I just looked at it now. I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love some. Too bad you're here already. All right, that's going to be the end of the bad news for today because it's going to be all good news. Today is a good day, right? We're going to talk to Albert Breer, talk through some of the Derek Hall stuff, and see what's going on in L.A. with Garrett and maybe Aaron Donald. That's probably going to happen. It just feels like that's the direction that whole thing is going to go. So we'll talk to my buddy Bert Breer about that at 8:30, but I got to start today with the story of the day, the 8 straight Mariner wins, and of course,
Late Night Mariners texts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have a little different feel to them today than they sometimes do. Not a bunch of angry whining today. No, a whole lot of help. Late Night Mariner text? You want some Late Night Mariner text? This team is not going to lose another game all year long. World Series, baby.
Wow.
Woohoo! The World Series, baby, and the woohoo were all in caps. I don't know if did I act that out well enough to let you know? Yeah, okay, good. I just want to make sure I do it justice to the text that came in.
It's 6:02. You can't get too crazy.
I'm doing the best I can. I feel like I'm still asleep. I wonder what Lyle thinks about Colt Emerson's bunt. It's a nice little bunt.
I thought of Lyle, too. I love that, probably half the city thinks of Lyle when someone lays down a great bunt like that.
Look, we've all had takes that we regret. I've had many. I probably have some right now that I'm going to regret. But I will say, I think Lyle's going to end up regretting that take. Not that bunting isn't – he's right to a point. Bunting is not –
but he doesn't make room for any allowances.
That's exactly right.
That was a great bunt last
night. It was a great bunt, and it was a perfect spot for it, and it just kind of kept the momentum rolling. Sometimes after a big home run like that, you just sort of – the inning ends. Okay, we did our thing, and now we'll just kind of roll over twice and go back out in the field. And instead, you just continue to put pressure right back onto the pitcher and right back onto the other team. And I thought that was a great spot for a bunt base hit. Where I'm with Lyle is, and I think that the whole bunt thing, nobody should be bunting with a man on first and nobody out. You should not be sacrificing a man from first to second. There's just not – guys aren't good enough hitters anymore to make that worthwhile. Okay, cool. Now you've got a man on second base, but with one out, you still need a base hit to drive him in. I don't think that has value. But the bunt base hit at the right time, especially considering how it causes teams to play defense in ways they're not used to, and then the bunt with a man on second, nobody out, in order to try to get a guy to third so that you can knock him in without having to get a hit, I still just think those are valuable. Salk, I love Colt Emerson. What an amazing savvy play to lay down that bunt base hit. I can hear Lyle screaming. I know. It's agony. 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 That's from, what's that stupid movie? Is that Into the Woods? Terrible movie. Funny song, though. Here's a late night Mariner text for you, Salk. The clown who drove their car onto the light rail track should be banished from the Seattle metro area. Did that happen? Is that why light rail was shut down?
I just saw the video as I was logging into my Twitter this morning.
What an idiot.
She said she was following GPS.
Well, I mean, you got to at least use your brain.
It's like that. Well, you don't watch The Office, but there was a scene where they drove into a lake when a GPS first came out because they were listening to it. Yeah.
I mean, that's rough.
And it shut down things for other people.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
For a while.
That's terrible. That's great if you're trying to get to the game. Day game today. So hopefully they'll get that thing open. Well, this is a lot more fun, says another late night Mariner text. Johnny Paredes the man. Colt Emerson's arrived. Soto Mojo. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about Pareda in Need to Know. I'm fascinated by him. And maybe it's because of this next text. I think it gets it right. Can we talk about Pareda? He's awesome. What a joyful dude. I think we found our backup catcher next year when Garver's contract is up. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting debate here in a couple weeks if and when Cal's ready to come back. It probably won't be because you can send him down. He's got options, so you don't have Garver. You don't have that choice. But he is an interesting dude, and I think that word joyful is a perfect word to describe him. I love the little post-game interview he did afterwards. You're right. Huge smile on the guy's face. And the home run last night, it's so funny. You know, he gets hit in a very uncomfortable place.
I was going to say, he did it after taking that shot.
Yeah, it was very clear.
The faces he was making to the coaches while they were out there talking to him.
Oh, God.
Were cracking me up. Like, he's like, it happens.
That's the third one of those the Mariners have had just in the last few weeks, right? Naylor at second base when he dove into second. Cal got one behind the plate. And now Pareda, all dealing with the same very uncomfortable feeling that every man knows, unfortunately, exactly how it feels. And it's a terrible, terrible feeling. And, they can't lie on the ground, which is on your back, which is kind of what you want to do in that spot. But there's no good answer. So he's just grimacing through it. You can always see everybody else sort of like feeling bad, but also kind of chuckling because, there's nothing you can do other than wait a couple minutes and then it'll go away. It's not, going to linger, but it really does hurt. Then he's having that at bat. And it's funny. I'm writing notes to myself and I'm like, before the home run, I was like, I might have to have a whole conversation about Johnny Pareda tomorrow. Like, this dude's bats are just high quality, and he's fouling off pitches, and he's waiting for. And as I'm literally writing that out, Maura, to you and to Brock about how we should have a Johnny Pareda conversation tomorrow, he clubs the home run. I'm like, all right, well, I guess now it became pretty obvious. I thought maybe I had done something, different and No, that's now just the story of the day is Johnny Pareda hits the home run. I had included him in
which is better question before you did that as well.
Was it him or Mitch Garver?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, he's fun. They're both playing really, really good ball right now.
True.
Which is great. And then it leads to this last text for Late Night Mariners text. I don't know. If the team's clicking like this, how do you bring Donovan back? Or Cal? They better be 100%. I know Cal's coming back, but in baseball, the slightest change could move it in the other direction. Well, obviously, you bring them back when they're ready. I mean, these are two of your best players. You're not going to leave them out of things just because you're having some success. You figure it out. But I will say that it does give them the luxury of making sure that two guys who have similar, not the same injuries, but both have injuries where if you come back too early, it can lead to a problem down the line. You have the luxury now of waiting. You don't have to bring them back.
And two guys that they've already kind of brought back too early.
That's
and then
right.
said, now we need to get it right.
And if either of those guys who are both dirt dogs are like, I got to go back and play, like, yeah, no, you don't. Now, we've won 8 games in a row. Now, you're good. You're going to keep you here. We're going to make sure you're 100%. You're going to take your time. You're going to do this right. We're not going to let this be your 2025 Luke Raley season where the oblique or the groin gets you for the whole year. We're just not going to let that happen. Yeah, it's funny. Jeff Passan, and I'll play the whole Jeff Passan interview coming up in 20. Great stuff yesterday. He said this about pitching, but the 8 in a row and the quality or lack thereof in the American League is going to make this true of the whole team.
Maybe because the Mariners don't have quite the grip on the American League West that the Dodgers do on the National League West, putting that into play is a little bit trickier. But at the end of the day, if you have a fresh Luis Castillo and a fresh Logan Gilbert, a fresh George Kirby and Emerson Hancock and Brian Wu and Bryce Miller, all the way down to the point where the season really, truly matters, you've put yourself in an advantaged position.
I just think that one maybe underrated part of what the Mariners have done here for the last few weeks, and throw the six-man, the piggyback, the pen, and now some of the extra guys that eventually you'd like to bring back into the infield and catching spot, like it is giving them a lot of luxury to play the long game. There is no dominant team in the American League, and the rest of the AL West, I know the Rangers won a few in a row, but the division just isn't very good. The Mariners can afford to mess around a little bit. They can afford to allow themselves to let guys get 100% healthy or not pitch every single time it's their turn, so that at the end of the year they should have some advantages. It's true. Can't argue with it. It is playing the long game all the while playing the short game and doing a good job with it. It's a huge advantage. Huge advantage down the stretch and hopefully into October. All right, come back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know, including the wonderful call of that Pareda home run and a whole lot more. We'll give you everything you need to know next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
When you own your own business, you own every decision.
Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with a toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team.
Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contest and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
On October 3rd, Snohomish PUD is hosting the first ever Community Energy Run at the Water Operations Center in Lake Stevens, located on the scenic Centennial Trail. It's a family-friendly 5K where every step supports the Community Energy Fund, helping local families keep the lights on when times get tough. Join the Community Energy Run on October 3rd. Learn more at snowpud.com/run.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Mariners and Mets today at T-Mobile. 12:40 first pitch, 11:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
This Friday, Masters of the Universe arrives.
That sword is gonna show me the way home.
Power up your summer.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
And experience the rise.
Take the sword, protect them.
Of He-Man.
I have the power! How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great.
Don't miss Masters of the Universe. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Early screenings Wednesday. Everywhere Friday.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, Mariners run their win streak to 8 straight. This time we'll feature the work of the backup catcher, Johnny Pereda. Who is this guy? Well, he did this last night.
Now the stretch. And again, the 2-2 to Pereda. Swing and a well-hit ball. Deep to left field. Soto going back, looking up. Goodbye, baseball. Johnny Pereda with his second home run as a Seattle Mariner. A 3-run home run here in the bottom of the 5th. And it's now the Mariners 7 and the Mets 2.
All right, so who is Johnny Pereda? 30-year-old catcher from Venezuela. He is playing for his 8th organization. He's been a player to be named later. He's been released. He's been purchased by other teams twice, including by the Mariners. He's listed on Baseball Reference as a catcher and a pitcher because he's had to pitch in multiple blowouts, including one in which he struck out Shohei Ohtani. That's who this guy is. Fascinating. And, man, is he joyful. Absolutely love the text from earlier. It's true. 3-run shot yesterday, ends a 9-pitch at bat. Put the game out of reach. Multi-hit nights for a whole bunch of guys. Julio did his thing.
Here comes the 1-1. Swung on. That is bashed. Left field. It's a moonshot. It is gone. Julio has gone yard again.
Yeah, that one was kind of a moonshot. Way up in the air, but made it over the wall. Dan Wilson just happy his team's playing good ball.
You know, if I had the magic touch, we'd keep it forever. Sometimes that's just the game. I think we've talked a lot too about how offense is contagious, and it just feels like the energy right now offensively has been outstanding. Seitz and Gar, Bobby, what they have done with the hitting guys, and all the work that they put in, all the mindset, the approach talk that goes into it. These guys do such a great job, and getting them ready for each night. And once it starts rolling, I think it gets contagious pretty quickly.
Well, it has been. I mean, it's been such a complete effort for everybody. They got one more with the Mets today. Opportunity for a perfect homestand. Freddie Peralta, George Kirby, 12:40 first pitch. Should be a good one.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Seahawks will be back in the practice field today and tomorrow. Derek Hall, when he goes out there, he can do so with the confidence of a brand new deal. A contract extension yesterday, 3 years in addition to this one, an additional 42 to 46 million. He's kind of that solid piece, that foundational piece now that they're going to count on to set the edge and to rush the passer. And they did it for a whole lot less than it cost the Jacksonville Jaguars to acquire Boye Mafe.
Well, I don't know how it's structured. It could be 4 for 44, but how much of that money? I think was it 21 million signing bonus, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 20 million signing bonus. It could be one of those things where it's a 4-year deal for cap purposes, but in essence, it's a 1 or 2 year deal. Again, we have to see the overall structure of it. So again, I know we like to get hung up on the average. The average yearly salary, but a lot of times it's all about structure. And contracts today are so front loaded for the first 2 years in terms of guarantees.
Yeah, that was Steve Weiss yesterday. My apologies. It's the Bengals, not the Jaguars. Same thing. Doesn't really matter.
That's all right. You should still take a little bit of a victory lap because you were on the front lines of advocating for this as far as what I heard.
I did think it was a really good idea, and it's an even better idea at the numbers they got him at. I mean, what an incredible job by their front office, and I would have thought that his market would have been a little stronger than what he signed for, but good on the Seahawks for getting this done. Meanwhile, it's not exactly going to be front page news. That's going to be in Los Angeles, where they're still very excited about Myles Garrett showing up. Sean McVay is already in love.
But the first thing in the prerequisite was this is a special human. It's not a special player. This is a special player, obviously, but it's a special person, special teammate. And those are the kind of things that we look at first and foremost, and being able to welcome him with open arms. We're excited to have him be a huge part of this culture.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's why they've been, working on paying Puka Nacua. Let's see. The real horror show is not even Garrett. It's that Aaron Donald may now come out of retirement. Turned 30. He's only 35. Turned 35 like 2 weeks ago. He just took 1 year off. He's only 1 year older than DeMarcus Lawrence. So, that is a little bit intimidating. I'm not going to lie. I heard that yesterday. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. No, thank you.
Aaron Donald will always be intimidating.
Yeah, I don't need him back.
He could be 50.
That's a huge no, thank you.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
And I know Brock is going to come on later and say he doesn't think it's going to happen. I disagree strongly. I shouldn't, because Brock's always right about these things, but it sure feels like he's going to come back, doesn't it?
That he's feeding into it. He talked to Jordan Schultz and Pat McAfee about it, and he fed the fire.
He's posting workout videos. It sure feels like he's getting ready to come back. That's how I took it. Tomas Hertl got the game winner, just a few minutes left in the third period last night to help the Vegas Golden Knights.
Hertl into the dot to says it's back for Hertl. He scores! Tomas Hertl! And it's 5-4 Vegas with 3:24 to go.
Yeah, I didn't love that. That's how it ended. Carolina they played well for them. They got up 2-0, kind of a choke job at home. Game 2 will be tomorrow.
Put the Golden Knights away. They're crazy with the comebacks.
I know. I'm really wishing I hadn't made the little wager I did at the moment on the.
Didn't Cecily tell you? Didn't she?
She went the other way. Yeah. I know. It was just a little. It was sort of a friendly bet with a friend, but still, I'm not. I was never quite comfortable with it, but at least gives me something to root for in the series. NBA will get underway tonight. Spurs and Knicks. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Also, just a quick shout out to the Torrent for signing Alex Carpenter to a 3-year deal, which means she's going to be around for a long time. She was their best player last year, was an unrestricted free agent. So the fact that they keep her around, I would say, is very good news, and congrats to her. She's awesome. All right, coming up next, Jeff Passan. The Mariners are streaking, and honestly, it's even better than the 7, now 8 straight. Listen to Jeff. He'll tell you why next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of the BZ. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Taking the kayaks out on the lake, hot dogs on the grill, and your sister's boyfriend pulling out his acoustic guitar.
Everyone quiet! Harrison's playing. Wow, you're so good, Harrison.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Hey, Brock Ewert here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. So much more than just physical and hand therapy, though, Shannon. You guys, holy smokes, do you have a lot of specialty care?
Yeah, Brock, we do. You know, obviously our nuts and bolts is good old musculoskeletal, but we have a lot of therapists that do advanced certifications in specialty care. And that's important because we can treat the whole population. We can treat your neighborhood. We can treat your family. And those specialty services range from neurovestibular care to dry needling, sports medicine, hand therapy, pelvic floor, vestibular rehab, lymphedema, you name it, we have that service. Again, we're about taking care of the whole family and the whole family's needs.
And remember, IRG, they're in your neighborhood. I'm talking over 40 locations and new additions in Wallingford and the WAC as well, that Washington Athletic Club. You can find them in person. You can find it online at irgpt.com. That is irgpt.com.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with, Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
Jeffrey.
Shut up, Salk. It's Brock and Salk's weekly chat with ESPN senior baseball writer Jeff Passan.
Man, when you have a talent like him.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
I see this being the beginning of the best run in the history of this franchise.
On Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Well, I don't know if 7 straight wins qualifies, but it's certainly been a good run, Jeff. 7 straight?
It's not just 7 straight, but to me, the thing that I've taken away from this run more than anything is that 3 of the last 4 have been by 1 run. And the Mariners had been awful in 1-run games up to that point in the season. So the fact that they're winning close ones, that they're winning blowouts, that they're scoring runs, but more than anything, that they're getting just this excellent starting pitching and great pitching altogether. That's the formula for this team. That's how they were supposed to win, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
You give a lot of credit to the piggyback?
I mean, the piggyback was pretty awesome on Sunday, was it not? Like, you needed every inning that Luis Castillo had. And Bryce Miller, like, it was a little painful to take him out because now that they're going to the 6-man, we're going to get a sense of what this Bryce Miller is. And he's been pretty spectacular since he's come back, guys. And knowing that he's been limited to fewer than 6 innings the whole time, like, he was at 71 pitches, I think, when they yanked him this week. He's going to be able to go up to 90 and 100 within the coming weeks. And if he's as efficient as he's been, we're going to be looking more like 7 or even potentially 8 innings than the 5 he's been throwing.
I can't wait for that. I mean, I didn't like the piggyback even when it worked the other day. It's I'm sorry. I'm struggling with it, man. Like, you take Bryce Miller out after 5 innings. Fortunately, Luis Castillo pitched well, but to me, that's like hitting on 16 against the 5. Like, okay, you got a 5, but that doesn't make it the right move. Like, it was a results over process thing.
Yes. And look, for what they were trying to do, you can argue that it made sense, but I think they are doing the more sensible thing long term. And maybe we see this in a few weeks and everyone isn't adjusting well to it and you got to figure it out on the fly again. But for now, it seems like the most reasonable thing for this team to be doing. And not just short term, guys. I do think that this potentially could keep arms fresher for October. And when we look at the most successful franchise in Major League Baseball right now, it is unequivocally the Los Angeles Dodgers. They've won 2 consecutive World Series, but even beyond that, year in, year out, they are atop the National League West. And how do they play things? They do it with, we're going to prioritize and focus on what's going on right now, but we're not going to lose sight of what could be going on in October. And that is going to be our great priority over everything. And it's easy when you're the Dodgers to do it that way. It's understandable why they do it that way. And maybe because the Mariners don't have quite the grip on the American League West that the Dodgers do on the National League West, putting that into play is a little bit trickier. But at the end of the day, if you have a fresh Luis Castillo and a fresh Logan Gilbert, a fresh George Kirby and Emerson Hancock and Brian Wu and Bryce Miller, all the way down to the point where the season really, truly matters, you've put yourself in an advantaged position.
Oh, by the way, probably going to have Kate Anderson by then as he continues to just destroy Double-A. And Ryan Sloan had 6 perfect innings in his last start coming right off of it.
You know, punched out 11. Let's not get too out over our skis here because we know the vagaries of pitching. And we know what looks good right now. You might be missing 1 or 2 or, heaven forbid, more of those guys by the time that comes around. But what the Mariners do have is depth now, guys. And what that depth allows them is to not overpay at the trade deadline for pitching like so many other teams are bound to do. The Mariners, they might go out and get a reliever and probably should, frankly. But in terms of starting depth, they are not only set, but they have to figure out, I think, between now and then, which of these arms is going to play as a power arm out of the bullpen and which of them are more likely to be in the rotation.
Jeff, we spent, I think, a couple of these shows leading into what are they going to do when Bryce is back? How do we handle Luis Castillo? How do you handle a veteran like him appropriately? And it just feels to me as we talk this through and out loud, this piggyback through 2 rotations, though not ideal personally, and individually was pretty good for the team, and now we're going to go to a 6-man for probably a couple turns. It just feels like they are giving themselves a breadth of data that if the time comes to say to Luis, you're going to the bullpen, we kind of gave you every opportunity in these 3 or 4 turns through the process. Is that fair?
Is that right? Yes. Is that fair in the general definition of the word? No, probably not, because it's just such a small sample, and trying to extrapolate larger conclusions off of such a small sample can be tricky.
Well, that's old. I'll stop you there. I'll stop you for a second, because that's given him, 4 more after 6 or 7 rough ones to begin the year. A great opener, it's his first time through, and then it was pretty bumpy waters for 5 or 6 consecutive starts before doing this. So you combine that with this data, I don't know. It just feels in the long game, in the big picture of trying to have that conversation with someone that's done what he's done, like, hey, man, we got enough data here that this is going to be the best thing for the team.
I don't disagree with that part. I don't know that the data is going to be the thing that explains to Luis Castillo why he should be doing this or that. I think it's going to come down to effectiveness at the end of the day, Brock, is it not? Like, if Luis Castillo is one of the Mariners' 4 best pitchers going into the postseason, then he's going to get a start. One thing that I took away, though, especially from this last one, his velocity was up. He was almost throwing like a reliever, and knowing it was almost like this time around he embraced this idea that you have a finite amount of time on the mound. Like, let's go out and let's exhaust you in a shorter span of innings. And the stuff absolutely ticked up. Like, his average fastball, which has been 95 and change for most of the season, high 95s, and it was mid 95s his previous start, was closer to 97 this time around. And knowing that Luis Castillo in a short stint could come in and potentially pump 100, I understand velocity is not everything, but over a smaller period of time, I think the chances of effectiveness for him in that role long term are going to be pretty good. And what does Kate Anderson look like? Is he a multi-inning guy? Is he just going to be a 1-inning guy to come in and get strikeouts? And how does Ryan Sloan fit into that? Like, the Mariners just have options. And I think the most exciting part for fans right now is that we haven't seen the best version of this team yet. We're getting a sense of what it looks like, with the pitching being as good as it's been over the last week, with Colt Emerson, who is not going to be hitting in the 9 hole for very long, doing the sorts of things that you simply don't see 20-year-olds do in the big leagues. And knowing that Cal Raleigh will be back at some point, and, maybe we don't get the last year version of him, but we'll certainly get a better version of him, I would think, when he comes back than we saw the first time around. This is, at that point, a pretty fully formed team, and you throw Brendan Donovan back in the mix, and the reason that I picked the Mariners to go to the World Series this year is that team right there. That's what it looks like, and it looks on paper to be pretty darn good, and it's finally looking on the field like it's trying to match that.
Connor Griffin has a 104 OPS plus. He's been really good. Kevin McGonigal has a 124 OPS plus. He's been 24% better than an average hitter. Colt Emerson, in fewer at-bats, has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
Yeah, and don't forget about J.J. Weatherholt, who's at 119 and playing top 5 defense in baseball. These are the new middle infielders of the future, and I think what we're watching in all of them is a player who matures earlier and is big league ready earlier than we've seen in past seasons. Now, why is that? What are we looking at here? What is it about Major League Baseball's development program that
Jeff?
What you have more? Did I just hear an
Well, you disappeared for a sec, but you're back. It's fine.
Yeah,
we're not worried about it.
I am back. Okay. I clubs having a better sense through all of the tracking features that they have what a player actually is. It's not like I look at a guy and listen to what it sounds like when the ball hits the bat and it sounds different. No, there are very tangible measurements that we have on all players from the time that they're teenagers. And not just in the United States, this is going on in Latin America too. Like, these kids are tracked from the time they're 14 years old at the events that they're playing at, showcases that they're going to. And I think that just gives more and more confidence to organizations that, this guy is doing the same thing that major league players are doing. And maybe we have a tough time acknowledging that because of their age, but the numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level. And that's what we're seeing from Colt Emerson right now. So there is no fear.
Sorry about that, buddy. So traditionally, how long before the league gets a little book on you? Right, we've seen this little pop. We saw it with Dustin Ackley. We've seen it with a few different guys through the years. How long before maybe the league, number of at-bats, number of games, before they get a little book and then they're going to make their adjustments?
I think that's happening right now because I think that teams and opponents are seeing that Colt Emerson is not overwhelmed at this point. He will strike out a fair bit, and the strikeout rate has jumped considerably compared to where he's been in past minor league seasons, but he's still taking his walks. And Mike, you've talked about the quality of at-bats that Colt Emerson will take, and teams see that immediately. So they need to go hunting for those, those dark blue zones, so to speak, to where when he swings, the outcome just is not quite the same. They need to find those weaknesses, and they will, and they'll adjust to him, and he'll understand what they're doing and work on it, and he'll adjust back. And I think at the end, the winner of that battle is going to be Colt Emerson. I don't think that just because organizations find little things that they can do to get him out means that they're going to start suddenly doing so en masse. No, I think his ability to adjust is what's gotten him to the big leagues at this point from being an Ohio-bred teenager. And that's the wild thing. It's not even like Colt Emerson comes from California or Florida or Texas or Louisiana or Arizona, any of these places where you can play year-round, where the competition is good. No, he comes from Ohio.
Just like you, man. Ohio-bred teenager, bro. Just like you. I'm from Cleveland.
And Jared Verse. Yeah, all of these guys. It's a big thing today. Hey, he is second on the Mariners in OPS plus, since I happen to have brought that stat up. You know who's first off the top of your head?
I'm not checking. I guess Luke Raley.
It is Luke Raley at 157. So Luke has been quite the story. I mean, 13 home runs. He only has 168 plate appearances because he's not playing much against lefties, and the career numbers for him are really rough against lefties. But I'm not even really sure what the question is about Luke Raley, other than maybe is this sustainable or something near it sustainable, because he's turned himself into a real weapon here.
I think there's always been this sort of lurking within Luke Raley. And did we not see it in his first season with the Mariners? I mean, he hit 20-plus home runs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think last year was just a really banged up and disappointing season for him. But he's one of those late blooming guys who has found an organization that knows how to extract the best out of him. And as much as I would love to see Luke Raley getting in there against left-handers, and I know that, Rob Refsnyder has a special place in Mariners fans' hearts. That has not gone according to plan. So maybe Luke Raley would get some more ABs against left-handers, but they found something that works. And if it works in 60 or 70% of the plate appearances that are available, then hey, go with that and don't try and change something that's obviously been very effective to this point. Because he's been everything that the Mariners need to make up for the gaping hole at catcher that they've got right now.
You say that, but the catchers have hit. It's crazy. Since Cal Raleigh's been out, the two catchers combined have actually, they haven't even been bad. Everything is coming up roses for this team right now. It's amazing.
It's nice when that happens. And frankly, I think it was just a matter of time. This is too talented a team to be as mediocre as they were for the first 55 games. And what we're seeing now, I think this is much more the Mariners that we expected.
All right, can we just switch gears for a moment? As great as the Mariner stuff is, I do want to talk about...
Can I sneak one more? I got to sneak one last quick one in, because you didn't have the answer, and rightfully so, Salk. You don't see all other 29 teams. Season ends today. Is Cole Young the Gold Glove winner in the American League?
I don't know, honestly. I would have to think about that more. I think he's in the mix, certainly.
It's just every night, Jeff. Every night he's making play after play. His range is phenomenal. Most of the stats will kind of point to that of outs above average, and his defensive range and his WAR really speaks to that as a 2+ WAR player. With a sub 700 OPS, it's really what he's doing on that side. So, yeah, maybe off the air. You can text me if you take a little peek at that and let me know off the air.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of second, because all the best second basemen defensively are in the National League. Luis Arraez has been awesome this year. Weatherholt's been fantastic. Nico Horner's the standard at the position. Just Jazz Chisholm maybe.
Well, he does play in New York. That gives him a pretty big advantage. Let's be clear. He's obviously better. He plays in New York. Hey, we only have 5 minutes.
I think the answer is yes.
It's good. Okay. That's fun. You and I were texting the other night after the owners came out with their proposal, and I appreciate your caution to me. Don't be a sucker. Don't just fall for what comes out first. And I don't want to be. But I got to tell you, and even talking to Evan Drellick yesterday, that floor is a big deal. I did not expect to see a floor proposal as high as what the owners threw out there. And I think that the response from the players since has been pathetic. I have not been impressed with any of their response. I know we don't have details yet, but at least from a PR perspective, I feel like the owners win this one, and it's not even close.
What about the players' response have you not liked?
The fact that they have not even addressed the idea of the floor. Every response I've seen is, well, but a cap. Oh, but a cap. Oh, but where they have the money. And we should tell them how to run their business. And we should tell them how they should revenue share. That's not your job. To me, address the fact that they're adding hundreds of millions of dollars a year into that pool by putting in a salary floor that helps these teams that have not tried to compete for years. actually force them to get in the game and be a part of it. I'm not saying that the owner's proposal is perfect, and I'm sure that there are going to be parts that we don't like when we learn more about it. But to not even acknowledge that that's a huge step, I think is a huge misstep on the part of the players.
So I want to address a couple of things first. They would be adding hundreds of millions of dollars on the bottom. They also would be taking away hundreds of millions of dollars on the top. And that's where, to players, this becomes an offensive thing, right? I think players understand that nobody is ever going to feel bad for guys who are making millions of dollars a year getting less money. And that's the difficulty in the messaging here for the players. It's like they want to give this message that is very populist, which is if you work for a business and that business is successful and the success of that business is on the back of your labor, you should be compensated accordingly, right? And there's a specific level of compensation that they have earned through collective bargaining throughout the years. And this idea that is going to be inherently limited, which is what a salary cap does. Like, for all of the math machinations that you see, a salary cap exists to limit the ability of players to earn money. Now, Major League Baseball can make the argument that what we're doing here through a cap is codifying how much money you are going to earn, that regardless of how the industry is doing, you're going to get 50% of that locked in. But right now, the player share is quite a bit above 50% if you add in amateur bonuses and, the pre-arbitration bonus pool and all of these things. And the way that players have calculated it to this point is that even though Major League Baseball has said to them, MLB players will earn more money next year than they are this year, that happens every year. Like, during this collective bargaining agreement, guys, there's been about $150 million a year on average added to player salaries annually. And that's just the way that the system's gone. And so now Major League Baseball is saying, well, you're going to make more money next year. Well, how's that going to happen when the share is being cut from 52 or 53 or 54 to 50%? Well, they're going to absolutely slash amateur signing bonuses. They haven't done that yet, but if you look at the math, the only way to make that work under MLB's plan is for the entry system to get dinged. And MLB's putting the union in a very interesting position right here, because they're saying to them, what's more important to you, amateur bonuses or what the big league players are making right now? They're almost giving them a Sophie's choice. So the whole thing to me is just so fascinating, seeing what the reaction of the different parties are, seeing the spin that they have, and trying to figure out how all this is going to come together without a work stoppage.
They can always go back and forth on what that percentage is. Maybe it ends up being 51. Maybe it ends up being 50. Like, you can always debate on that. But for the players to not, I just think fans are going to hear, and certainly I'm putting myself in this category. That floor is such a big deal. Because to me, as a fan,
balance for you,
as a fan, one of the worst parts of baseball for the last however many years is the teams that aren't even really trying to be up there.
And so the fact that the union proposed one as well didn't sway you?
Well, they proposed a floor without a cap, though, and that's never going to fly. The owners at least there's an element of fairness. Like, yeah, we'll give you a floor, and we want a cap. Like, that makes sense to me.
If you look at it from the player's perspective right now, there has been a soft cap. Now, it's not a cap that's effectively worked as one, but what the players are trying to do is mirror that cap with the floor and give flexibility to teams like Tampa and Milwaukee and Cleveland that, despite the financial limitations they have been effective franchises. And I mean, it's funny that the union is standing up and holding them up as paragons, because if their record wasn't good, they would be screaming.
They'd be killing them, right? We don't have time.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Jeff.
For joining
We've already
us
gone
as
over
always.
our time. Thank you, Jeff.
Bye, boys.
There you go. All right, well, good stuff from our buddy Jeff Passan, and it only got better from there as the Mariners just went and beat up on the Mets once again last night. I'm horrified by that Mets team, as you might imagine. I can't believe that's a major league team, let alone one that spent the most money in all of baseball. But here we are, going for another sweep later today. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. As a family law attorney, I know firsthand the challenges and obstacles men face in divorce and custody matters. Our firm is committed to protecting what matters most, and we're on your team. Find us at goldbergjones.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line, and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day for baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. Case in point, your ticket might be for the view level, but it's more like Skyline City. Up here, it's hard to say what'll take your breath away first. The gorgeous Seattle sunsets or the spectacular views of every incredible play. If you like value with the view, it's the perfect place to take quality time with the family to a whole new level. Literally.
A bases clearing, 3-run double. Everybody on their feet here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Don't miss out on Mariners fireworks nights all summer long. Presented by T-Mobile. The next show is coming up on Friday, June 19th, as the Mariners take on the Red Sox. Go to mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets and check out this year's complete lineup, including themes like Patriotic, Sing-Along, 50 Seasons, and more.
This is the story of the one.
The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Eward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Eward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Yes, the Mariners have won 8 straight games, Brock. Is this the real deal? Is this the real Mariners? Is this the team we were promised? Is this the team that everybody hyped up? Could be. It sure could be. It sure could be. Who knows? It could all turn around today, but at least right now.
Why is this team winning? Why? How do they do this to us every year and we never learn?
Well,
that this team is going to have some peaks and some mountaintops and some valley. Like how? How do we not learn this emotionally each and every year? That they are capable, like they did last September, of reeling off 10 in a row, like they just did, and are in the midst of reeling off 8 in a row. And doing it now with some cool new faces. I mean, that's the neat thing about
this. Because nobody wants to hear it's early. It makes people really mad. I don't know what to tell people when you say, like, well, it's early. But I don't want to hear that. Like, okay, like, sorry.
Just give it time.
Like,
just give it time.
Like, baseball has ups and downs. They're going to have more downs, too. Like,
yeah, they'll probably have a 5-game losing streak.
They probably will.
That'll probably happen at some point.
Probably going to happen. It's a really weird game. Why? Yeah. Pitching, depth, and the multiple abilities they have to beat you in different ways.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, why are they winning? Why do they look again like the team we were promised? It's starting with pitching. I mean, every outing they're giving their team a chance to win. Almost every one of their starters is going complete, quality start after quality start. Like they're giving themselves an opportunity in every, and the pitching, the Mariners, the thing with Mariners pitching, it's not that everybody's an ace. It's not that they're going to go 7 innings, no runs every time out. It's not that they've got 5 Scoobles or even 1. It's that it's just the quantity of the quality, if that makes sense. It's not a quantity versus quality thing. Mm-hmm. It's the amount of quality pitching that they have so that there's just no easy day against them. It may not be facing Skeens, but there's just never going to be an easy day.
Seahawks pass rush. Last year, you didn't have a double-digit sacker.
Right.
But they just come at you, right? It's Hall, it's Mafe, it's DeMarcus, it's Uchenna, it's Leonard, it's Byron. And on any given Sunday, somebody's going to show up like Derek Hall and have 2 sacks in the Super Bowl, or DeMarcus Lawrence is going to score a touchdown, or it's going to be a sack fumble, or Big Leonard's going to line up anywhere. And it's kind of the same thing. Here comes Logan, here comes Wu, here comes Miller. And if you're the opposing team, and I would say this all the time to you last year, right? Like, my gosh, other than Baker Mayfield and Matthew Stafford, every QB hated playing those guys. Like, this is no fun.
Well, you can just see it here, right?
Like, I think when teams come into this place, like, oh, my gosh, I got to face this guy. And then now Brashy's coming out of the pen, and Spire looks back to health, and that bullpen, and like
tomorrow I got to face, and tomorrow I got to face, and tomorrow I like.
And who's today? Who's coming at him today? Kirby or Wu today? Who's on the bump today? Probably Kirby, right?
Yeah, Kirby.
Yeah. So here comes George at it. Yeah. Like, do I ever get a break? Like, can I ever get a break more?
I mean, the Mets don't get a break at all. They stink. But yeah, I mean, you're right. That is a big part of it. The depth of their team and the depth of their roster has absolutely played a role. Okay, they try out Leo Rivas. If it doesn't work overtime, okay, we'll go with Colt Emerson. Okay, you got a problem here, you'll slide this guy in there. That has been a huge part of it. And I think we come back, Brock, even more so to the thing we talked about the most of just the completeness and the multiple ways the team can beat you. You go down the lineup card, and it's just like, oh, well, this guy could beat you. This guy beat you. This guy's going to beat you. This guy, like, you go through the number of guys just go to the Mariners baseball reference page and look at how many hitters are at 100 OPS plus or above. It's like most of the team.
Yeah.
Like, it just, take Leo Rivas out of it since he's not playing for them
and
anymore.
Robbie, right? Take little Robbie out of it.
Yeah, and take Cal out of it, who had a really miserable start to the year. And you just go down the list. It's crazy. You're just like, okay, well, Josh Naylor's at 95, and he's obviously played a lot. That dug himself out of a hole. Cole Young's at 99, playing second base. JP's at 108, and that's down from the 120s he was at just a couple of weeks ago. Colt Emerson's at 157. Randy's at 135. Julio's at 120 and hot. Luke Raley's at 161. Dominic Canzone's at 133. Like, where's the break? Where's the break? Like it's exhausting, I think, to play against them. And maybe it's going to be a home run from the backup catcher, and maybe it's going to be a bunt single from your 20-year-old third baseman. But to do those two things back to back, it just shows you the number of ways they can beat you.
You know what is a really evolving story? And maybe I want to save this for later. But are we having a backup catcher controversy?
Probably not.
Are we having a backup catcher controversy?
Probably not, because one guy's got options and the other guy doesn't.
Okay.
But it's at least a conversation.
Have you looked at, this morning, have you looked at Mr. Johnny Paredes' history, Salk?
I wrote it in my email last night.
Have you looked and studied his Wikipedia closely?
I mean,
have you
yes.
Seen how many times that guy has been acquired and waived and acquired and waived and acquired and waived?
Yeah, I literally wrote it in our email last night, and it's the first need to know.
Your email came late last night.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I don't know what to tell you.
I put it all
it was
into
late.
my thing last night.
Where were we at?
It's
Hockey practice again? I can't get these emails at 11:30.
I mean, but you just started the show. I bet, like, why didn't you read it?
I scanned it.
So you didn't read the part after who is Johnny Pareda?
No,
where
I did not.
Went through his entire history?
No. Did you really?
Yes.
How sad is that?
Pathetic.
That you and I are at the same point in life.
No,
that we're
that's not
seeing
the
things
part
the
that's
exact
sad.
same. How sad is that?
No, that's not the sad part. The sad part is that I wrote it
Where
to
is
you.
this?
And you
Let me see.
It's
how far
literally
down?
the whole need to know.
No, the Rams are flying. Well, there we go. There it is. Yeah, I mean, it's far down your email, Salt, to be fair.
So what you're saying is you got tired reading my email. You got bored and decided to just stop.
Yeah, I don't want to always read your need to knows. Those are your points.
Okay.
I saw the outline. I saw the thesis. I saw a lot of it.
He likes to be surprised and need to know. What do I need to
actually.
know?
I do. Yes.
Oh my God! Well, one of the things you need to know is all about Johnny Paredes' history.
It's just unbelievable.
I was telling Maura earlier that I was ready to just talk Johnny Pareda before he hit the home run, like that whole tremendous at bat. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. And then you look at it, you know what he's actually been? He's been a really good pro. Save for his year in Oakland that was not great. Like, he hit in Minnesota, and he hit last year. And, I mean, he hit his first year time up with Miami. He's always been at AAA. He's been, for a catcher, he's been like a plus catcher. But he's just kind of gotten older, and there's no power, right? That's the one thing that he has not had is that power. And so he's bounced everywhere. And anyway, he's 30 years old. And he's kind of getting this real opportunity on a great team with a great culture. And once again, like, how similar does this sound to our stories last fall, where it was 70 strong? And where did this guy come from? And this guy got picked up, and they brought this guy up to the ready squad, and this guy made a difference. It's kind of feeling that way right now, certainly on this 8-game winning streak.
You want to carry 3 catchers when Cal comes back, given that he's, he's been beat up, and you can DH him a little bit more. It's great. You have 6 starters, 3 catchers. Maybe you could have 5 second basemen. I mean, like,
Who cares?
You kind of do whatever you want.
It's pretty cool, man.
I guess what I said earlier, what it allows you to do more than anything is play the long game. Cal, you're going to have to wait until you're actually ready.
That's right.
You can't rush yourself.
Did you watch
back.
some of the videos yesterday of him running and throwing to every base? And I mean, full speed stuff. This wasn't like half speed stuff. He was ripping it pretty good, especially in his bullpen stuff and his catcher drills behind the plate and his movement and all of it. But you're right. Yeah, you make sure you're
You're just going to have to be 100%. Brendan Donovan, you're going to have to be 100%. Not 90%, not, hey, I can make it back. Yeah, I think I can contribute. You're going to have to be 100% because the other guy's doing the job right now and doing it very well.
Yep.
So that to me is a great thing. It allows them to get to later in this season, whether it's September, whether it's October, and be closer to health. Closer to 100%, and both on the hitting and the pitching side. You heard it from Passan yesterday. So Mariners putting themselves in a great spot. They got one more. You want to hear the whole story of Johnny Pareda? You will next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ew.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Spring Classic Collector Car, Truck, and Boat Auction. Saturday, June 6th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Events Center. Up to 200 collector, vintage, and classic vehicles, many going to the highest lucky bidder with absolutely no reserve. Get lucky, get local, and get in line. Visit LuckyOldCar.com for a list and pictures of auction vehicles. Or call 206-467-6531 for bidding and consignment details.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/ground advantage to learn more.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Mariners and Mets today at T-Mobile. 12:40 first pitch, 11:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
This Friday, Masters of the Universe arrives.
That sword is gonna show me the way home.
Power up your summer.
Hang on. It's about to get weird.
And experience the rise.
Take the sword. Protect them.
Of He-Man.
I have the sword! How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great.
Don't miss Masters of the Universe. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Early screenings Wednesday. Everywhere Friday.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of the BZ. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, Mariners win streak reaches 8 games. And Brock, just for you, we will feature the work of the catcher, Johnny Pareda, with a tremendous at-bat yesterday. 9 pitches, ending in this.
Now the stretch. And again, the 2-2 to Pareda. Swing and a well-hit ball. Deep to left field. Soto going back, looking up. Goodbye, baseball. Johnny Pareda with his second home run as a Seattle Mariner. A 3-run home run here in the bottom of the 5th. And it's now the Mariners 7 and the Mets 2.
Hilarious. He's been awesome. So the history is 30-year-old catcher. He's from Venezuela. He's in his 8th organization. He's been one of your favorite things, Brock, a player to be named later.
Uh-huh.
He's
put a bit on the know.
He's been released.
He's put a bit on the know.
He's been purchased twice, including by the Mariners. He's listed as a catcher and a pitcher in Baseball Reference because he's had to pitch in multiple blowouts, including one in which he struck out Shohei Ohtani. It's a bizarre story. But more than anything, he looks like he's having a blast. Just a huge smile on his face, except for after he got hit in a very uncomfortable place a few minutes before that home run.
Pretty remarkable, man. Baseball is such a journey. I think I was telling this story last week, Salk, a couple weeks ago, about running into Titus's 14U coach. And you'll see this in your youth sports journey, right? And how many of these girls that Cecily's been around and in different sports, and I know you guys are all in on hockey, and where does that evolve to, and what's the road look like down the road? And now that all these kids are like juniors in high school, you start to see their paths, and it becomes very real in baseball how hard that journey is. Like, do you really want to do this? Like, the very, very, very rare get drafted out of high school and they're elite. Otherwise, it's junior college or college, and then it's a transfer, and then it's this, and then it's that, and my goodness gracious, how many times? So when was he signed? He was signed like 12 or 13 years ago. right, as a Venezuelan free agent when he was like 16. And to have the fortitude and the grit and the perseverance, the number of times he's been traded, the number of times he's been cut, the number of times he's been DFA'd, the number of times, we don't want you, we don't want you, we don't want you. And now he feels like he's in a place that's wanted. And gosh, has he thrived these last couple weeks. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's been very cool. So that 3-run shot got them up big and kind of put that game out of reach. It wasn't their best pitch game of the year, but they did enough.
You could see it on Logan's face too, right?
He
didn't love his. I mean, a ton of swing and miss and everything, but you could see when he was sitting there with Cal post game or in game, I guess at the end of the game, he didn't love that. He didn't love that, and that's because the standard here is not the standard in 25 other major league teams.
Just another day, though, where you see Colt Emerson, the athleticism you called for, Brock, and whether it's laying down a perfect bunt single right after that 3-run home run, which I love the timing of it, a couple of plays during the game, and then ultimately the play to end it where he's diving and leaping after I mean, you're up big. That game's over. It's a foul ball, even if he doesn't get to it. In some ways, I almost don't want him taking a chance with his health. But you can't, you're not going to coach that out of him. Like, he goes hard, made a great play. Pretty cool way to end that game. So one more now with the Mets today. Opportunity for a perfect homestand, 6-0.
Businessman matinee?
Yeah.
Nice.
12:40.
Love that.
Freddie Peralta, George Kirby, 12:40 first pitch.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Seahawks will be back in the practice field today as well. I think I'm going to go over there. Tomorrow, it looks like we're going to talk to Mike McDonald. And, Derek Hall, Brock, when he gets out there, he can do so with a lot of confidence. The brand new contract extension, 3 years beyond this one, and another $42 to $46 million. It's great news for Derek and for the team. For head neck.
For head neck?
For head neck.
That's such a great
Thank you, Quandre Diggs. It just totally made my day yesterday. I was talking about it to anybody who would listen. I think head neck is hilarious.
As you spent the day reacting to it, because it was breaking at the final hour of our show, which absolutely made your day. I loved watching the joy in that video on your face in real time of something you wanted, of something you talked about, of something you said. Just made logical sense in the planning and the development of this program. As you kind of sat on it through the rest of the day and read, didn't it feel like it became a sweeter and sweeter deal?
Well, I mean, right away, as soon as you read the numbers, like, wait, what? He's getting like half of what Boye Mafe got in Cincy. It doesn't make any sense.
And I love the reaction of, just because he got 2 sacks in the Super Bowl, you're giving him $40 million.
What?
Like, have you watched?
Yeah, I don't think it was that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they cared that much about how people did in the Super Bowl. They let Ken Walker walk on over to Kansas City. So, yeah, that's the story here. Meanwhile, a lot of the league is still focused on what's going on south of here in Los Angeles. Myles Garrett meeting the media and everybody in L.A. yesterday.
Since the very beginning, it's always been about winning. And it just breaks down to the timing of everything. What does it realistically look like to be a winner now? And to have a opportunity to do that, immediately, that was an opportunity that was just too difficult to pass up. And I always have love in my heart for Cleveland City, community, all its players and everything else. But the opportunity to come here, have a immediate and profound impact on this team, it was something I just had to move forward with.
I like the way DJ framed it yesterday. I don't know if you saw some of Daniel Jeremiah's tweets or not, Salk. And this is a reality, and this is why they're number one in most power rankings, and ESPN came out with their NFL RPI, and there's the Rams number one, is because now you can argue they got the best closer on offense and defense in the NFL. And how many games come down to that final possession or two? And Matthew Stafford, the MVP, you got the closer on that end, and when you need a sack, there's really not anybody better than the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Frustrating, at least for me, watching the hockey game last night. I don't like Vegas. I'm not rooting for that team.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
What did you just do to me?
Huh?
You just monking me?
No, absolutely not.
Did you just monking me?
Well, for 2 reasons. One, I'm not rooting for Carter Hart. I just can't do that. It's not going to happen. I don't like what they're doing to Bruce Cassidy. They're in the division. And then I also made a little friendly wager with a friend in which I picked Carolina. So Tomas Hertl getting the game winner with just a few minutes left last night as They complete the comeback down 2-0 early. They battle back for the win.
So they're going to win.
I know they are. Of course I know they are.
Look at Torts. Look what Torts has done with
Both
that
teams. I mean, it's probably going to be that way through the whole series here, back and forth. Yeah, I just don't think I've told you guys since I've been with this team, it's a good team. We're a really good team, and I think we have a really good locker room.
I really wish that we had Torts there. It'd be so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't last forever because he wears himself out, but man, it would have been fun to have had Torts. They've had a few opportunities to hire a new coach, and Torts been available. NBA will get underway tonight. Spurs and Knicks, and that, Brock, is everything you need to know.
You got a rooting interest?
I don't. No. Who should I root for?
I don't know. You like the Knickerbockers?
No.
No. Wemby?
Nope.
You'd like Wemby.
I mean, yeah, he seems.
Just don't like anything related to New York ever.
Yeah. I like. You know what though? I've actually always kind of liked. I don't mind the Knicks. I've never had a problem with the Knicks. I was certainly rooting for them. Like the John Starks Knicks were awesome. The Allen Houston Knicks were kind of fun. Latrell Sprewell, that group. Like I've actually always kind of liked the Knicks. I'll probably end up rooting for the Knicks. Yeah, okay. I kind of like the Knicks. And the Knicks fans are funny in their own way because they're tortured. They don't have the arrogance of Yankees fans or anything like that. They're a little more tortured. All right. So I don't know. I can root for the Knicks.
Salk's basketball knowledge and memories are like the equivalent of an oldies station.
Oh, absolutely.
In music.
Pretty much. I haven't touched the
references
league in
you make.
a decade plus. Yeah. But I mean, if you want, like, my vivid memories of John Starks dunking on Michael Jordan is like it was yesterday.
We're spinning the ones and twos on Seattle Sports. Richard Marks is going to be back.
If that's the oldies, I think more is talking more like, the Turtles and, going even back before that. All right, Brock, coming up next, is this an arms race? Speaking of the 80s, is this an arms race? It's next on Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Heward, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERP, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Dealing with divorce and custody issues can be terrifying and very lonely, but you don't need to face it alone. Goldberg Jones has been helping Northwest husbands and fathers for more than 30 years. Thousands of men have put their trust in us. You can too. Learn more at GoldbergJones.com.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Under these arches, opposing teams are put to the test. Can they hear themselves over the boom of the 12s? Can they withstand the Seattle elements? Can they compete against us? Touchdown, Seahawks! This city lives for Sunday. Get your tickets for Seahawks game days at Lumen Field and experience what this city lives for. Visit Seahawks.com today.
Mariners and Mets today at T-Mobile. 12:40 first pitch, 11:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-7986. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-7986. 800-404-7986. That's 800-404-7986.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to you at a campsite play his acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Arms race, Brock. Everyone's talking about what's going on in Los Angeles as they are trying to up the ante a little bit here as I get ready to go out to Seahawks practice later today. We'll have Albert Breer in an hour to talk through this. And then tomorrow sounds like we should have Mike McDonald going to go over there again. So 2 trips to the VMAC in 2 days.
Nice.
I think I got that hybrid. All right, so the Rams are making this an arms race, right? They trade for 2 corners. They spend a bunch of money. They traded for Myles Garrett. And I don't even think, like, of all of those things, the thing that frightens me most is the possibility that Aaron Donald is going to return at the end of all this.
Mm-hmm.
And he is. I think you're crazy if you don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
Oh, he's coming back.
I think this is 100% like Hawk Blogger, a marketing gimmick for him.
No.
For his company, for his supplements. Yes.
No way.
Yep.
He's only been out a year. He's only 35.
It's been 2 years. It's been 2023, I believe. It's been some years.
24.
Are you sure?
I think it's been 1 year.
That'd be the 25 season, the 26 season. We're into the 27 season. Yeah, I don't.
We just had the 25 season. This is the 26 season.
This is a 26 season.
Yeah.
He's only been out 1 year. No,
Yeah.
Fisk played 2 years. That's not true. He's not played since 24. Or 23. So he's missed 24 and 25.
He's playing. He's only 35. He's a year older than DeMarcus Lawrence.
The same year, Jared Verse and Fisk and those guys, right? He was not. on that crew.
I thought he was for 1 year.
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
I looked it up last night. This is what I saw when I looked it up last night.
He played the whole 2024 season?
I don't know. Am I crazy?
And he only missed last year? That doesn't feel right.
Well, it didn't feel right to me either. And yet I looked at it and was like, oh, my God, this guy hasn't even been gone for that long. You're right. It was 23. Okay, so he played in 23. He missed 2 years.
That's a long time in football, bro.
It's 2 years of him resting.
If we want to talk about emails, I had that stuff in my email for you guys.
In your mid-30s? That's right. So that's why
maybe we're all not reading each other.
I was trusting your thought and my memory. He was not there in 24 or 25.
He'll be fine.
So
he'll be back.
It's been 3 years.
That guy's going to play this year. He will be back. There's not a doubt in my mind.
This is one of those, Salk, don't be terrified, okay?
I didn't say I was terrified. I just said he's going to come back.
This is not played well for you when you've been terrified.
I'm not terrified. I didn't say that I am.
All right.
But there is clearly an arms race going on, at least in Los Angeles.
That is very true.
And Aaron Donald is going to join this. Here was Pat McAfee.
So we reach out to Aaron Donald. Okay? I reach out to Aaron Donald. And I would like to say, according to source, says, it for sure got me thinking. Okay? Can I say that? Okay, that's what I respond with. Okay? And then he responds with 35, removed 2 years ago. Got to see if that fire can light back up. And then we show clips of him doing it, and I tell him, I say, you're from Penn Hills, brother. Fire is always in there. And then I say, go get the knives back out. Okay, and then there was a laughing response.
He's working out.
It's been 2 years. # ready. Ready is his supplements and business move.
Did you see the workout video?
He's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I should know never to argue with you in these things because you're always right. But I feel like he's coming back.
But even take Aaron Donald out. Now that Myles Garrett, it's everywhere, right? You saw it everywhere with the presser yesterday, with the FPI rankings, with the power rankings, with the Vegas odds, with all of it, right? They're all in. They're all in.
So do you have to do something to counter it? Because they're doing an arms race. It doesn't seem like the Seahawks are. The Seahawks don't seem to be participating in the arms race. They're like, yeah, all right, knock yourself out. We're not doing the arms race. We believe in what we've got. Do you think that they need to respond? Do you think that they will respond?
Well, what would be the only way you would respond to this arms race, right? If you're going back to Gorbachev and you're going back to Rocky fighting in Moscow against Drago with Gorbachev watching, and you're going back to the Cold War and the arms race, what would be the only nuclear weapon you could acquire? Max Crosby? I mean, if you're going to try to go kind of tit for tat and match them, is that the only kind of move out there to make?
Probably. I mean, it seems like that's not the direction that the Raiders want to go now, right? I mean, they kind of went all in this offseason, bizarrely maybe, but like they spent a bunch of money and resources on trying to be good right now. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but that does seem to be the direction they went. Yeah, I don't know what other options you have if you're trying. You're right. If you're looking to compete in the arms race,
right?
This was
there's other weapons and there's trades and there's maybe stuff in training camp
but it's
and
not
those things. But as far as like a true arms race and try to match their power, that would be about the only one. And I would say no on that. I would say, unfortunately for Max and the failed physical and all of that stuff, and you giving up, and maybe the value is down. I don't know. Maybe the value is down a little bit. And there is some opportunity there. But to me, that would be the only kind of remaining move out there when you say, do you want to match that?
And it's funny, I don't feel nearly as good about that now as I would have a couple of months ago. And something about like getting caught up in what they're doing in LA, like I don't want to do that. I think the answer for the Seahawks anyway is going to have a lot more to do with continuity being valuable than talent. Not that they don't have talent. They have plenty of it. Not that they don't want talent. They obviously do. But they seem to be making a bet on continuity having more value than acquiring and assembling a bunch of different persons with talent.
That's right. It's who they are. It's kind of the very essence and the very being of, I think, who John is by nature for a couple decades. And I think he's found a great partner in that, and Mike McDonald, that just, we don't care. I don't care what anybody else does. Everybody loves to say that, right? In sports and in life. Like, I don't care. I don't care what they say about me. Oh, really? Oh, you don't? You don't really care? Like, and the majority of people do. And usually the ones that say that are usually some of the most fragile, that they really do, care about public opinion or what others say about it. This group doesn't. John doesn't. Mike doesn't. And I think that's a big reason. Sam Darnold doesn't. Cooper Kupp doesn't. Jackson Smith and Jigba doesn't. Like, this is not a team and a culture that's built on that disrespect card, or we got to get all, have all the attention. That's not just not the way they're wired. So, I don't expect them to make any drastic move. I expect them to believe in themselves. I expect them to get Derek Hall's deal done and Devin Witherspoon's deal done. And, this is why you went out and got Dante Fowler. Now, Avon Miller, right? Depending on what guys look like.
I don't put that in the same category. That is marginal, right? That's around the margins at this stage in his career. We're talking about truly trying to compete arms race wise. Somebody texted in Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't know. Maybe you put him in that category. Certainly a talented dude. I don't know whether it quite gets there for me. The one name, Brock, is Jared Verse. That would be the one guy. You want to go try to trade for Jared Verse. And I don't know whether Cleveland will make him available or not, but they're still not going to win this year. And he's a really good player that fits what the Seahawks would want to do long term. Mm-hmm. We asked Steve Weish yesterday if that was a possibility.
Boy, throw it out there and see. It sounds like Cleveland, if you believe what Andrew Berry, the general manager, had to say, Jared Verse was the swing vote. Like, okay, these talks are okay, but you've got to throw in Jared Verse because, one, he's not eligible for a contract extension for 2 years, right? So you've got some cost certainty there. And this is when Cleveland can get, Deshaun Watson off the books and everything like that, and clear up their cap. But he's just a heck of a player. He's good against the run. You see Cleveland's got a really young defense. They've got a tremendous amount of talent. That's the one thing. Myles Garrett was not playing on a defensive unit where it was bereft of talent. And now it's young. They've got a coaching change, a different coordinator. So I think that he kind of fits what they want to do. But look, if Seattle wants to be fearless, like they've shown that they've been, I wouldn't put it past them at some point to put it out there. Not now.
I would do it right now. Why not?
But because they're not going to do it right now. They're going to want to see what they got. They just got their guy. He's coming back. He's an Ohio guy. You got rid of Myles Garrett. And, you may not win, but you got to give your team, your locker room, your fan base, right, a chance. And he's a good player, and you want to sign him. If anything, they'll probably extend him. I think that would be a more likely deal, certainly after the season when he's eligible, than it would be to turn around and trade him right away. So I get it. I appreciate it. You can ask Albert Breer. You can ask Albert Breer about it in 45 minutes, and I think he's going to say, yeah, that's just a non-starter.
It could be. I certainly recognize that it's a pipe dream, but if you're looking for ways to try to match that, I don't know how many more you could come up with. Maybe Kayvon Thibodeau. Does that excite you at all?
Again, John Harbaugh, year one. What and how is he going to build this whole thing? I'm just saying,
does it even excite you? Forgetting about whether or not they would do it.
There's some volatility there, I think, in personality that, again, you bring people in from the outside. It's just you want to do this internally. And you better have a lot of relationship. And the reason you bring DeMarcus Lawrence and you bring Dante Fowler in is because Aiden Dirty's been around him a lot. And he knows him, and he knows what makes him tick.
They've got guys that do know Jared Verse. If that was something that was even a possibility, they've got enough guys that have worked in L.A. that would at least be able to have that conversation, right? More so. Same reason they did with Ernest Jones. They've had some people in and around that organization. I would think it would be a little easier than Kayvon Thibodeau, where you have none.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this as well. I think schedule-wise, one of the things that kind of hit me as this news broke yesterday is that schedule-wise, I think that you want to see the Rams 2 out of the last 3 weeks of the year and not 2 out of the first 5 or 6 weeks of the year, right? That everybody's kind of mad that they're not the opener, and I get that and understand that. Let San Francisco deal with all of that, and then let's see Stafford and crew and Myles Garrett and crew and these 30-somethings and crew. Let's see them in December. And, when their bodies are beat up a little bit, and, it's different. It's different being 23, 24, 25 and responding and reacting and getting through a season than it is these guys' age. So this is a here and now. They have loaded up. They are on paper certainly the most talented team in the league. All the numbers back that up, but you don't play this game on paper. And by the way, in the matchups last year against them, and you'll hear this in my trash take, I'm so tired of some of these narratives of, wow, the Rams really were the best team last year. No, they were not. I believe Sam Darnold threw 4 picks in L.A., and you still had a game-winning field goal. Did that not happen? Right? Do people not remember any of that you did have a 62-yard field goal to sweep them last year in all 3 games?
I think saying the Rams were the best team last year is absurd, but saying that the Rams and Seahawks distinguished themselves from the rest of the pack last year
That's not absurd. That's not absurd.
I mean, that's reality. And the Rams were right there with the Seahawks. I don't think that is ridiculous at all. Saying they were clearly better is dumb, and I would argue against that from anybody.
So what do you think about this?
Even saying they were better at all, I think would be ridiculous.
What do you think about this? What do you think about ESPN?
Of course they were.
What do you? Yeah, of course. I mean, every game was a player too.
Yeah.
And what do you think about this morning? That ESPN comes out with their NFL RPI. And where do you think the Rams sit at number 1?
Yeah, obviously.
Where do you think the Seattle Seahawks
sit? What is this based on?
This is This is their RPI. So they try to do some of their own algorithms. This is some of their own kind of deeper dive numbers
it is
projecting to this season. This is numbers based. This isn't Brady Henderson's in the.
Okay, so it's different from power rankings.
That's right.
This is a numbers based system.
RPI.
Well, I would assume they're number 2.
You would assume wrong, Saul.
Okay.
Yes, the Rams are number 1. Number 2 would be
I'm trying to even think who number 2 would be. The Arizona Cardinals.
The Seahawks are number 4.
Okay. So
San Francisco is number 5.
Oh, jeez.
The Rams are number 1.
So who
3
are
of the top 5 teams
These
according to
numbers are based on
RPI.
win totals from betting markets and each team's schedule. So it's not exactly
Green Bay?
Nope. No, this is taking in a lot of the betting numbers. This is taking in the strength of schedule. This is taking in their RPI. Number 2 would be Buffalo, and number 3 would be Baltimore. So Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And again, when it comes to some of the betting and some of the scheduling,
Well, that's different from algorithms, though. I mean, if it's betting, now you're taking into account what people around the country, what fans think, and I don't know how deep I want to go into that.
And it's some of the strength of schedule and how that schedule lays out for this upcoming season. I don't know. That feels, frankly, wrong and disrespectful, but don't tell them down at the VMAC.
Yeah, no, I'll just leave that alone. In fact, we'll go down there later, Brock. We won't say anything. We'll be silent like a mouse. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, Brock, let's do 3 good football questions, starting with this one. Derek Hall signs the deal, or at least it comes out yesterday. How good does this deal look?
Yeah, well, just later in the day, Pittsburgh makes a move on one of their young edge players. If you remember Nick Herbig, a guy that I liked out of Wisconsin, sat with him a few different times. He was an absolute crazy man. And it's a little different. They play an odd 3-4, and he's in space a little bit more, right? And he's asked to drop into coverage and do some things that Derek Hall is not asked to do here. So it's not an apples-to-apples comparison, but it is a young player of the same age. And what kind of deal did he get in Pittsburgh? How about 4 years, $100 million and $40 million guaranteed?
Wow, like double.
And it's not as if his sack numbers and production are off the charts. He's been a super, super productive player in their system, and the numbers haven't told his whole story. So he's been a really, really good player. But 4 years, $100 million, $40 million guaranteed. And again, I'll say this and reiterate this because this is the way the Seahawks do their deals. This is how it affects their cap and their planning, is they fold those 3 years extension into this year. So in their books, Derek Hall's deal is a 4-year, $44 million deal with $21 million guaranteed. I mean, it's night and day difference as far as some of the value. So, yeah, I think it will look more and more favorable. I think it will age better and better. Certainly as some of his production numbers and those sack numbers, Salt, go from 2 to 4 to 5.5 to 7 on top of what he does in the run. Yeah, head neck was a good deal.
Head neck. Quandre wrote me back on that. He's a bunch of laughing emojis and said, that's my guy. That's the funniest nickname, especially when you see the picture. Like when you see the picture that's associated with it and you see that his nickname is Head Neck.
Because there's no distinguishing.
No.
There's nothing that separates from the clavicle up. It's just head neck.
It's
all one
Once
piece
you get
of
above
mass.
the shoulder, it's all just head neck.
It's all mass.
It's all just head neck. So good. Still don't know why he signed the deal, but good on him and good on the Seahawks for getting it done. It's question number 2. A.J. Barner doing a little media yesterday. He hasn't been playing. Is he going to practice at some point?
I don't think so. I don't think you're going to see him till training camp.
That's too bad.
My understanding, he kind of had an ankle cleanup, a shoulder cleanup on aisle 3. So he had a couple little things done there for a very physical player after the season. Yeah, and he was on yesterday with Pelissaro and Rappaport on the Insiders. And I just thought this was just a great, once again, from the locker room. We can say it. Here it is from the locker room about what that 70-strong and ready squad's all about.
Definitely have a good relationship with Nolan, and I think the biggest thing for us is, we have multiple guys on our team that were undrafted guys coming out of college and, our starters on our team now and make a bunch of plays. And we always talk about our ready squad as our, what other teams might call their practice squad is, we have a roster of 70 guys that are going to be prepared and ready to go, whether it's special teams, playing on offense, playing on defense, or even, bringing juice to the sidelines on a Sunday. So, we really take pride in our organization on being ready to go when your number's called. And I think, Nolan will continue to do those things with the Vikings and, build a deep roster with a bunch of guys, that have a high care factor.
When you said earlier, how do you contend with the arms race in L.A.? And you pointed to continuity. I think that's right. I think that's right in the mix. I think that's certainly one of the key ingredients. The other one is depth. That's how you do it. Because when they have to spend what they have to spend on Matthew Stafford and he's eating that cap and Miles and the rest of them, Devontae Adams, who they tried to move and trade that deal, like when they're eating that, they just simply cannot have the depth that you have 70 strong. And that your 70th guy and your 69th guy and your 60th guy, and you saw it time and again last year, the roles and critical roles they played in teams or when their number was called. George Halani in the NFC title game and Super Bowl. Like, yeah, man, your depth of your weaponry has got to be a way to counter their big nuclear warheads.
Good stuff. All right, question number 3.
Oh, I like when you get a good stuff from you.
Do you?
It warms my...
Warms your heart?
Can I say cockles?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
I didn't.
I wouldn't say it if
Question
I were
3?
Seems risky. All right, Brock, why don't you think Aaron Donald's coming back? Let me play you the Adam Schefter. Here, I played you... what's the guy's name? Oh, Pat McAfee earlier. Here's Adam Schefter.
So I spoke to the Rams yesterday. I'm like, Aaron Donald. They're like, can't afford him. We're out of money. Don't have any more money left. Like, we're already over budget here. Not going to happen. If Aaron Donald wants to take a bunch of incentives, we'd love to have him, but not practical, not realistic. Another team. I said, wait. They said, are the Rams going to sign Aaron Donald? I said, you tell me. They said, you could always find more money. I'm not expecting it. I don't think it will happen. The Rams don't think it will happen. But I don't rule anything out, and I leave that door open. I'm not telling you it's going to happen, but I think it's open.
It's going to happen.
So our instincts on this one are separate. I think I came to your side on the Derek call. Mm-hmm. Your logic eventually, and you and Nemhauser putting the deal together at TPC Snoqualmie. Like, yep, that makes sense. I don't know if I'm going to get there on this one. For a guy that is in his mid-30s, just life experience of been around guys that put his body, what he put his body through for as long as he did. I mean, Calvin Johnson never came back. Barry Sanders never came back. These guys had some in the tank, but never came back because once you close that door, and this isn't for 6 months, this is for 2+ years. And, oh, by the way, as Adam brought up there, the money. Is he going to play on a minimum deal, Salk? He's making how much on interest of his $100 million in the bank? Mm-hmm. Oh, you want me to come back and play for? No, you got $20 million, $25 million for me? Like, I'm not coming back. What's Miles making? He makes $40 million. What do you want me to come back and play for? I think there's a lot of hurdles to clear there.
There are.
For me to get to a point to believe that he's going to walk through that door.
Yeah, he'll be there.
You want to bet?
No.
You got a little bet on the Vegas Carolina. Let's bet a little something.
No, I don't need to do that. I don't feel that good about it.
I'll give you cash, and you're going to give me a physical performance. You're going to run a mile.
No, I'm not doing that. That is today's Blue 88.
You're going to do the Murph.
Yeah, no.
300 squats, 200 push-ups, 100 pull-ups for me, and run a mile.
Definitely not going to happen. That's not at all how this is going to go.
You don't got that in you?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Just cash?
Huh?
Cash, you got the Murph in you? Cash Money's running the board today. Cash, have you ever done the Murph, Cash?
No, but you lost me at the mile running part. Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
Just flat no.
Yeah. Remember 6'2", 205. I'm not moving like I used to.
You know what Cash said to me when I met him last week in the studio?
What did he say?
He said, I didn't realize you were so tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You didn't know I was a tall drink of water, huh, Cash?
It makes sense. I mean, yeah, you were QB. Right.
He's obnoxiously tall, isn't he?
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
When you meet, you're like, oh boy, you're not just tall; it's sort of obnoxious how tall you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have you know, Brock, I was asked to get something off the top shelf of a grocery store yesterday for somebody who couldn't reach it.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it was my wife, but still, like, she asked if I would be willing to get this bag of kale.
Say, that's happened to me multiple times. Was that your first time?
No, it's happened before, but it was Heather. It was like, can you come back over here? She texted me on the other side of the store, like, can you come back over here? It was a Trader Joe's. Can you come back over here and help out?
Salky.
I know. Yeah, I felt
step up.
Felt pretty manly. Not gonna lie, I felt pretty
I help
manly.
you. That's not a manly thing. It's a tall thing.
Well, I felt pretty manly, Maura. I mean, like, hey, do you think you can get that down?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Helping
of course I can.
Serving your wife.
I can help you out with that.
Oh, boy.
All right, coming up next.
Glad you stopped.
Pick a Mariner, any Mariner. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Summer, yeah, it's on the way. Yesterday was a great little preview, and you know what that means around here. A little beach action, maybe some barbecues, golf, maybe a vacation. And you know how things are these days. Everyone's taking pictures, right? Well, don't you want to look and feel your best, feel good about those pics? Yeah, Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help. Trust me, you can do this fast, super fast. I lost 15 pounds in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks, so you got time. What are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute no-obligation consult right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss. No exercise, pills, injections, surgery. Talking real food that you buy at the grocery store that will help you lose weight, look and feel your very best. And yeah, those pictures are going to look great. What's the secret? You got to find out. 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule that intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Ask your Bryant dealer to maintain your current system or install an energy-efficient Evolution system. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
The Johnsons always talk about an orientation meeting. Their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. SafeStep walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to excuse you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! 253 says, Peak Salk thinks something is manly that Maura just does casually.
No, I think actually that sometimes maybe women just feel more comfortable. They're like, oh, there's another woman there.
Right.
She's talking. I can ask her instead of some strange man.
I think it would have been funnier if Heather had asked some stranger to do it while I was right there with her. Like, oh, hey,
Aww.
I'm literally here in the supermarket with you.
How much taller are you than Heather?
7, 8 inches, somewhere in that range.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think she's 5'2", 5'3", something like that. I'm 5'10". Brock.
I realized she was
average size man.
Yeah, I mean she wears heels and stuff. Like she's So I think Cecily is either as tall, if not maybe taller at this point.
Wow.
Yeah. In yesterday. Thank you everybody for having a little answer the question jerk fun with Cecily yesterday. She had a great time. She was psyched to be in here and make fun of her dad for a little while. Maybe next time she'll put something together ahead of time, so she'll have some homework done. Brock, pick a Mariner, any Mariner.
Pick a Mariner.
That's kind of
Colt Emerson.
Yeah, all right. We could go down that road.
Was he ready? Was he ready, Saul?
Well, he sure looks ready.
How do you know when he's ready?
You don't.
Right?
But he's been ready.
Yeah.
He's been.
And I'm not saying that like to poke fun at you or anything. I totally get it. Totally understand it. Some of the bottom line numbers and underlying numbers were concerning. The strikeout rate and everything else was a bit concerning at AAA. But man, his maturity and his quality at bats. Mm-hmm. I think that's what Justin Hollander kind of pointed to. That ultimately is you try to judge guys and if they're ready for this jump, like the quality of that bat, knowing there's going to be stuff that he's attacked with that he's never seen in his life. Like that changeup the other night from Devin Williams. Like there's going to be something. The airbender. There's going to be some new stuff you're just going to deal with. But is there enough quality there? And then on top of it, what does he bring from a speed and athleticism and threat? He hits that ball into right field, and it felt like, I've seen that with other guys. Seen that with Corbin Carroll. That ball gets in the outfield, that guy's going to try to get to 2. Mm-hmm. Like, if there's any opportunity to be aggressive and step on it, that guy's going to get to 2. And, man, that's been an unbelievable injection on the left side of that infield and what he's doing in the batter's box.
There's no doubt that what he has done is injected this team with a lot. And some of it is just the 112 130 point OPS plus difference between him and Leo Rivas. It's not just that you're getting Colt Emerson. It's that you're removing what was essentially a black hole in your lineup. I mean, you were playing with 8 instead of 9. Rivas just was not hitting at all. So you remove that and give yourself an opportunity, to go from a not just below average hitter, like a 80% worse than the league, and then give yourself a guy who's 50% better. I mean, obviously that is a huge part of it, and the defense, and the injection, and the athleticism. I mean, you just put it all together. It's pretty incredible. So, yeah, Colt has been a big part of this. You want to go Randy? I mean, he has been as good a hitter as the Mariners have had this year. And it's funny, Maury, you sent that thing over about the Randy trade yesterday. Somebody wondering whether or not you should look back on it now, and did the Mariners fleece?
It was the Talking Baseball guys.
Yeah, here you go. I actually have this. This was Jake Storial and Trevor Plouffe talking about Randy in the original trade with the Rays.
Who leads the Seattle Mariners in B-War?
Ooh, I don't know. Is it Brian Wu?
Randy Rosarena.
Oh.
Randy's got 290, 373 with 15 swipes. Was considered the best ball player to ever play for a little bit because he just came up in the postseason and was special. And then, dude, they traded for him, and not to send any shrapnel at the Rays right now, but Brody Hopkins and Aiden Smith for Randy Rosarena and a few years of Randy Rosarena. That was a really nice snag for them a couple years ago. It just felt like a normal deadline move. Maybe those prospects, Brody Hopkins looks like he's in AAA. Not sure what's going on with Aiden Smith, but what a great grab for Seattle.
It's worked out, you would have to say, really well at this point, and you're probably, when it's done, going to end up with a first-round pick out of it because they're going to offer him the qualifying offer at the end of the year, and he's almost certainly going to reject that, which will give them a first-round pick if and when he signs somewhere else. It's just... I laughed when Morris sent that over because I was already thinking about a quick little deal based on Luke Raley that Brock, and this is another one where you said something in this case that I think was very accurate for a long time, but it might be time to retire it, and that is don't trade with the Rays. I think you make a pretty clear argument today that you won both those trades.
Yeah, who went over in the Luke Raley?
Caballero.
Yeah, who's now a Yankee.
Yeah. Played okay for the Rays, and then eventually, he moved on, and he's fine. Don't get me wrong. At the beginning,
it's more about Luke Raley. Yeah,
right. It's not about what you gave up. It's about what you got back. He's been their best offensive player this year. So maybe you can trade with the Rays again, right? Like the Rays are a smart organization, and you would probably want to be very careful anytime you trade with them. But they're also, as we know, in this weird spot where they're willing to trade real talent once it gets close to costing them money. And so that does offer an opportunity to acquire good players.
Yep. Okay, pick another Mariner, the catcher situation.
Is there a weird similarity between Randy and Luke Raley? They're not similar. Like when you look at them and the way they get there, it's not similar at all. One guy is so much natural athleticism and smooth. The other guy is all effort trying to make up for a lack of natural athleticism, and he is herky-jerky and not smooth. The personalities are different. One guy has to be the first person out there to, congratulate everyone. The other guy was kind of walked off after the walk-off the other day. I was like, whatever. Like, it just, they are very different. Yeah. But they do offer some of the same things with just that size, speed, and strength combo where they're, I don't know. I watch them both, and they're very different, and yet it seems like they bring a lot of the
I wonder if
stuff.
some of that is just in that Tampa Bay organization that you've got to just maximize everything, right? You're doing more with less, so you can't just come up and be a one-trick pony, right? You're going to have to kind of play all aspects of the game on the bases, hit with power. And I think both of those guys have just taken a huge consistency step. You've always seen it. You have seen, and I know we're only 60-some games, so this is not at the end of the marathon. Right. But you're seeing a level of offensive consistency from Randy we have not seen in 2 years. Right? There's not been
2.3 WAR player as of right now through Baseball Reference. Pretty incredible. And that does lead the Mariners just ahead of Cole Young, who's been another great story, mostly with the defense, but the offense has been really good and exactly what they've needed at the bottom of the order. So, I mean, you can kind of pick a Mariner, any Mariner. I had Julio on this list because he continues to do it. He hit two, and they were featuring it on the broadcast last night. Two of the most opposite home runs you'll ever see.
Yes.
To the same spot in the ballpark.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Yes.
Two completely different ways to get the ball to the same spot. One was, like he was trying to.
Laser.
Yeah. I mean, a screaming Mimi.
Stinger.
And the other was a sand wedge. I mean, like it went as high up in the air as you could.
Yep. Pretty neat, man. Pretty cool. And this is kind of what I think we all clamored for and what we thought we would see April 1st, what we thought we would see April 30th, what we thought we would see May 15th, right? This is what I think everybody was expecting. And at 25 and 29, it was not. And there was real frustration on that Sunday in Kansas City to get you to 25 and 29. And thankfully, there was a first-place ace staring at you. Thankfully, some teams that are scuffling a little bit, and you're capitalizing on their mistakes. The Mets throwing it all over the yard yesterday, right? After tying it up, just kind of give you the lead right back, and then you just step on the gas. This was, I think, the expectation that we all had out the gate. It just took, a little bit of adversity.
It just took 2 months.
Some injuries.
No
it
big
took
deal.
some opportunities.
I don't know if this is
call-up.
quite the team we thought. I mean, I think that we were expecting Cal Raleigh to have a slightly bigger role in the team's success at this point. I think that we thought Brian Wu was going to be even better than he's been. Like, it's not been exactly.
And Brandon Donovan was going to be the icing on the cake.
Yeah. And
so does that give you even, I would think, some more optimism? You're doing this without a couple of the key cogs?
I think it should. I had Dominic Canzone on my list of guys to kind of pick a Mariner and talk about him for a few minutes. He's a lot better than I thought he would be.
Yeah.
He really is a lot, but he's got better bat-to-ball skills than I thought he had. He makes more contact than I thought he would. And he's strong, so he hits the ball hard. He doesn't bring really anything in the outfield, and they found a way to not use him in the outfield. He's been their primary DH this year. He's played nearly every game against a righty as the DH. And he's been really good in 820 OPS, 133 OPS plus. No, he's not hitting 300 like last year, but 250, but with more power, 7 home runs.
Yeah.
Like that. You add guys like Canzone in the 7th spot.
Like a 400 bat sample with Dom. 500 into last season, right? This isn't just a nice
first
50.
Career. It's over 700.
Yep.
I mean, like he's now at a point where, like, I feel like you kind of starting to know who he is, and even including the early struggles. He's a career 114 OPS plus. He's a career 250 hitter. I mean, I think that the slugging percentage is going to continue to go up because he's still only, 28 years old. So it's like just now starting to hit that point where the slugging should start. I've been really impressed. I did not think he had this in him, and I have been blown away by the jump. Of all the guys I think the Mariners, I want to say coaching staff has helped, I think Canzone might be at the top of the list. I think they've made him a much better player. So you can play this game all day. Pick a Mariner, almost any Mariner, and you'll find a way in which they've been helping this team win, certainly over this 8-game win streak. All right, come back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. Switch gears, do a little football talk with Albert Breer. Coming up in 20, it's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
TimberTech Vintage Collection Decking. On sale now at Dunn Lumber.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Spring Classic Collector Car, Truck, and Boat Auction. Saturday, June 6th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Up to 200 collector, vintage, and classic vehicles, many going to the highest lucky bidder with absolutely no reserve. Get lucky, get local, and get in line. Visit LuckyOldCar.com for a list and pictures of auction vehicles. Or call 206-467-6531 for bidding and consignment details.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision doctors have performed over 150,000 procedures. They know when it's your right time for RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consult today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder. Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gage Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Under these arches, opposing teams are put to the test. Can they hear themselves over the boom of the 12s? Can they withstand the Seattle elements? Can they compete against us?
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This city lives for Sunday. Get your tickets for Seahawks game days at Lumen Field and experience what this city lives for. Visit Seahawks.com today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. up first.
8 straight wins now for the Mariners, Brock. Johnny Pareda with a 3-run home run. Julio went yard. How about the play to end the game? Already up big. Colt Emerson just saying, I don't care how big we're up. I'm going hard on everything.
Next offer, swinging a line drive. Make it on the ground. Diving stop. Colt Emerson at third. Gibbs up, throws the first in time to rob Sanger of an extra base hit.
All right, that's the wrong Colt Emerson highlight, but it was still a really good play. One of a couple that he made. Don't worry about it. It's all right.
Oh, he's fun, man. I just tweeted last night. Dude's just a stud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's almost exactly what Avery said when she walked in and he was up yesterday. I think maybe you meant it in different ways, though.
Sure.
She's a big fan. Big fan.
She got a little Haley to her. Little boy crazy.
Since she was 2, yeah. Dan Wilson excited about Johnny Pareda.
Just how quickly he's been able to handle the staff.
All right, I can't even hear that. Here's Dan Wilson talking about Colt Emerson.
You know, like we talked about with Colt.
What is going on with the audio? Sounds terrible.
How it's been for a while now.
I know, but it sounds worse today. Sounds worse. Dan sounds like he's muffled.
You know, like we talked about with Colt last year some, and this year again, and what we've seen from Colt already, just their maturity level has just been, it's been so key for him. And again, that goes back to all the people that have prepared.
All right, not gonna work here anyway. They got one more against the Mets, Brock. You win, it's a 6-0 homestand.
It'll be 3 straight sweeps.
3 straight sweeps, 9 straight wins.
3 straight
strikes.
strikes
Freddie
is called
Peralta to do
3
it.
straight strikes in bowling
Turkey.
Is called a turkey.
Turkey.
What's a 3 straight sweeper in baseball called?
A strikeout. Like 3 sweepers in a row. 12:40 first pitch. Freddie Peralta and George Kirby.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
And meanwhile, Seahawks will be practicing. Derek Hall will be there with his new contract extension. Excited for him. We spent some time talking to Steve Weish yesterday and trying to understand why Derek Hall was so much cheaper than Boye Mafe. I'm still not sure I understand the explanation.
Well, I don't know how it's structured. It could be 4 for $44, but how much of that money? I think was it $21 million signing bonus, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
$20 million signing bonus. It could be one of those things where it's a 4-year deal for cap purposes, but in essence, it's a 1 or 2 year deal. Again, we have to see the overall structure of it.
I don't think it's that.
I don't think so. Yeah.
And I don't think. I mean, Boye might have some of that, but he still got paid. Like it just is.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous deal for the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great deal for the player too. I mean, it allows him, to get another bite at the apple if he just takes off over the next couple years. It guarantees him $21 million signing bonus to his account yesterday or whenever he signs that contract. So, I mean, it's still a good deal for Derek Hall, who I know you.
Is it? Is it a good deal for Derek Hall? It's hard to say that knowing
his
what
numbers,
Boye Mafe just
on the
got.
surface, the numbers don't back up more than that. 2 sacks, and I mean, he's been a good player. He's not been a dominant player. He's been a rotational piece and a very good rotational
Aren't all
piece.
those same things true of Boye? I guess he had like 9 sacks a couple years ago, but
correct.
I don't know. It feels like the same things would be true of Boye. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
what happens?
It all
And what
works.
happens on the open market? Guys get overpaid.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you then wait to get on the open market?
Because I'm one play away from not maybe getting to the open market.
Okay. Except, you know what? In the NFL, guys still get paid on the open market even after they get hurt. Like, it's pretty remarkable. In any event,
they've not been starters.
It's a pretty good deal for the Seahawks. I'm very, very happy for them. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is focused on Myles Garrett. Sean McVay is lying to reporters.
But the first thing in the prerequisite was this is a special human. It's not a special player. Yes, is a special player, obviously, but it's a special person, special teammate. And those are the kind of things that we look at first and foremost, and being able to welcome him with open arms. We're excited to have him be a huge part of this culture.
He might be a tremendous person, but that's not a prerequisite in L.A. They're about to give Puka Nacua a bag. What are you talking about?
Well, we'll see. Ask Bert about that.
Okay.
Because that's not happened.
Okay. I think they are, and if and when they do, we'll know that
other deals
that line
have
is
gotten
not
done at the receiver market, and JSN got done. He's not gotten done.
It sure, Steve Weiss sure made it sound yesterday like it was an eventuality. So, hey, if that happens, then I will apologize to Mr. McVay and say that he's right.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Tomas Hertl with the game winner last night. Carolina got up early, 2-0, but those Vegas Knights are hard to put away. They came storming back and end up taking a 5-4 lead with 3.5 minutes left.
Hertl into the dot, just says it's back for Hertl. He scores! Tomas Hertl! Then it's 5-4 Vegas with 3:24 to go.
I mean, just having Sean McDonough on the call makes me so good. Watching the Stanley Cup Finals awesome. NBA will get underway tonight. Spurs and Knicks, and that is everything you need to know.
I'll give you one more reason to. Well, you said you're kind of rooting for the Knicks. You don't really know. You don't really have that.
I mean, I'm rooting for them in that I won't be watching, but I guess in the morning when I look, I'll say, oh, cool, the Knicks won.
I mean, you like Brady Henderson. He's an O'Day guy. You like some of the O'Day guys you met. Mitch Johnson, the head coach of the Spurs, O'Day guy. Dad played for the Sonics. There's that tie. So, yeah, got a little local.
Who's his dad?
Local tie. John Johnson.
John Johnson?
I believe it was John Johnson. Do I have that right? I believe so.
Oh. It's not Dennis Johnson's kid, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, not Dennis's kid.
All right.
Yeah, so there's a little local flair. And he wears the same T-shirt you wear that our buddy Brock got us, our listener, with your...
Oh, the Hendricks thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he was wearing that the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Spurs. Probably gonna root for the Knicks, but I don't really care. So it's not like it's not gonna affect my life a whole lot, no matter who ends up winning that series. But I will be rooting for Carolina. Just I don't like Vegas. All right, coming up, Albert Breer, Brock. What is going on with this arms race? What happens next? Do the Seahawks need to make another move? Can they make another move? It's all coming up on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates. Exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Mike Salk here, cruising into summer back at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Talking trucks and Harley Davidsons with drawings every Sunday in June. You can earn entries now through June 28th. Sunday night qualifying drawings are 4 to 10 p.m. Sunday night finale drawings at 10 o'clock. Grand finale, June 28th at noon and 11 p.m. 4 guests going to get a chance to drive away in a new Ford truck or a Harley Davidson. How great is that? It's all at Seattle's closest, Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Child custody is the most emotional issue our clients face. And if you're a divorcing father, the relationship with your children is about to change. But that change doesn't have to be for the worse. Kids already feel the stress of parents who don't get along, but they can thrive after a divorce. Kids trust their dads. Their dads trust Goldberg Jones. Go to goldbergjones.com to get your questions answered at no charge. goldbergjones.com.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Ask your Bryant dealer to maintain your current system or install an energy-efficient Evolution system. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric ARC Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo. Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
Totally rad and totally Snohomish PUD. Slash energy costs and upgrade your crib with rebates on windows, insulation, heat pumps, water heaters, smart thermostats, and so much more. Since 1980, Snohomish PUD has been stoked to help customers save energy and money. Discover rebates and no-cost energy tips at snowpud.com/rebates.
Mariners and Mets today at T-Mobile. 12:40 first pitch, 11:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Spring is here, Seattle, and now is the smartest time to replace your roof. Trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing, a local, family-owned company that knows how to roof in Washington weather year-round. Schedule your free estimate today at 3treeroofing.com to take advantage of spring pricing, shorter wait times, and get $500 off your new roof before the summer rush hits. Our experts come to you, build a clear plan, and give you an estimate that same day. No surprises and no high-pressure sales tactics. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of the BZ. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get to some football here in just a sec with Albert Breer. Have you looked at some of the numbers on what the Mariners have done during this streak? It really is pretty incredible. I mean, it's an ERA under 2 and an OPS of I think it's 687 or 887 as a team. I mean, just remarkable what they are doing here in this run. And we'll get back to them, talk a little bit more M's at 9 o'clock as they've got the final game of this homestand at 12:40 today. First pitch, which means I think an 11:30 pregame show here on Seattle Sports on 710. So that's coming up a little later in the day. I'm going to try to make my way over to Seahawks practice today, Brock, the first of 2 open practices today and tomorrow. And I think we're going to be talking to Mike McDonald tomorrow, which should be great. Kind of catch up with him for the first time in a little while. But let's chat with our friend, Bert Breer. It's been a little bit. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, Mike.
Gotcha. Bert, you there?
Mike, you got me?
There we go. Now we got you. We're having all kinds of tech issues today, Bert. We got video issues, we got phone issues. It's one of these days.
I did respond. I guess it didn't pick up, so we're all good.
Good, and you didn't swear yet, so obviously we're.
Are you in that drive-through again on the way to the fishing lodge? Is that what we're doing right now?
No, it was fishing camp for his kid.
No. I actually went and got my tires replaced, which is like everything else now, annoyingly expensive. So yeah, I swear to God, and these guys did a great job, and I got a discount and all of that, but I mean, man, everything is like, everything's 1,000 plus now. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Well, it's a good thing you're a big-time NFL reporter breaking stories. And, I mean, you were the one person, probably more than anyone else, who was just trying to keep the Myles Garrett thing alive. And you were absolutely right. He ends up going to L.A. How good are the Rams now?
I mean, it's pretty amazing when you think about it, right? Like you think about the Zach Charbonnet play back in on the 2-point conversion back, in December, and how that winds up being the difference between the championship game being at Lumen versus SoFi, and even with the game, at Lumen Field, it winds up being a 4-point game and super close and nip and tuck. And now that Rams team, comes back virtually intact. Now it's minus Jared Verse, who's a really good player, but they add Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie, which is pretty nuts. And, these things generally, it's, 1 year to the next isn't apples to apples. So, it's hard to do that. But, I certainly think right now as it stands, they're probably the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
How did this get done? How is Myles Garrett a Los Angeles Ram?
A lot of trust, Brock. It's actually interesting. The first time that the Rams called the Browns about Myles Garrett was at the trade deadline in 2022. I think that sort of illustrates how the Rams don't have any fear about calling on anyone, And, in this case, what really sparked this set of talks was that option bonus being moved from March to September. And, it caught the attention of the Rams. And, so Les Snead, their general manager, picks up the phone and they start a conversation. And, as you might imagine, like, people have called about Myles Garrett before. But the Rams' willingness to actually put something on the table, before the draft showed how serious they were about doing something here. And then, drafting Ty Simpson, which a lot of people viewed as, they're doing this for the future. Really, they viewed that differently. And that's something that I've tried to be pretty I've tried to say in as many places I can, like that move actually freed them up to move future draft picks because they didn't have to worry about where they're going to find Matthew Stafford's replacement anymore. And then I'd say, like in mid-May, Jared Verse was such a key part of this deal, and the Browns weren't going to do this deal if Verse wasn't included. Like they really had three principles. One was this has got to serve the short term and the long term if we're going to do it. We got to have a young star who plays a premium position, who's cost controlled, and we got to get premium draft capital. And so Verse became a really, really important piece of this deal. And the Rams fought to get him out of it, and didn't want to put him in the deal. But, they wind up agreeing in the end to have him in the deal. And, the Browns now, I think, have a roster with a ton of players who are 25 and under. And it's not just Verse. It's, Carson Schlesinger. It's Mason Graham. It's Quinshawn Judkins. It's Harold Finn. It's now the three guys they drafted in the top 40, Fano, Concepcion, and Boston coming in. And, so I think it lines the Browns up to really supercharge their rebuild now. And obviously it puts the Rams in position to compete for a Super Bowl.
Well, just listening to you there, it doesn't sound like there's any chance that the Browns would even listen on Jared Verse, is there?
I don't think so. No. I mean, I think they viewed him as a player who, if I had to put a value picks wise in the way they saw him, they looked at Verse as a guy who the baseline, if he were being traded from the Rams and if it were for picks, it would be for a first and a third at a baseline, probably a 1 and a 2. And if a team really, really wanted him, maybe 2 1s, so that's how they valued Verse, looking at what the player would be worth in a trade somewhere else, because that's part of the equation for all these teams. So, I think it would be really, really hard to get Verse out of Cleveland.
But
right
if the
now.
Seahawks offered a first and second next year?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe 2 1s, because the See, like the handicap that the Seahawks are playing with right now, I'd say when it comes to this, Mike, is that I think everybody assumes they're going to be really, really good. So how are you viewing those picks, right? And I think, the Seahawks will be one of those teams where you look at it and say that probably is going to be at most a pick in the mid-20s and, potentially could be 32 like it was last year.
Bert, do you have have you heard anything about the Seahawks being involved on Miles? Did they make the call? They're equally aggressive.
Yeah, they are. And I think that this was really, when I say like a high level of trust, Brock, like that's really what it was, okay, like if we're going to, like from the Rams perspective, it would be, if we're going to trust you on this, like you can't have it get out what players are involved. You can't have it get out what we've discussed just as far as the particulars. And then on the other side, I think for the Browns going to the Browns going to the Rams, it was you can't talk about Miles at all. And to kind of complete the circle there, it's like you can't shop this around, And so, that piece of it I think was really, really important to make this work was the deal couldn't be shopped around. And so, it's not like the Browns were out there saying, okay, like let's check in with these 5 other contenders to make sure we're getting the most. Like, I think if the Rams found out that was what was happening, it might have blown the deal up.
So then so let's put yourself in John Schneider's shoes now. Do you need to do something to react to this, or do you just sit back and say, nah, we're good?
I think the Seahawks are a really good team, guys. And, I think, if you look at like a lot of their off season, so much of it is been based on retention. And that's a result. And that's a good problem to have, with the way that they've drafted and built their team. It's retaining Jackson Smith and Jigba long term. I think eventually it's going to be retaining Devin Witherspoon long term. It's bringing back Rashid Shaheed. And, like that was a challenging one. I don't think they would have expected that to happen, but it has happened. So, I know it doesn't get people excited, but like that's sort of where they were, whereas like you look at where the Rams are, and the Rams had a lot of young guys on their roster that aren't yet extension eligible, which put them in a different spot, But it gets done closer to the start of the season. I think, for obvious reasons, the JSN thing affected that in a pretty serious way. And now I think, if you're Puka's camp, despite everything that's happened off the field, you're still looking at it and saying, all right, like, well, if we're going to do a deal with you, the average per year is going to have to start with a 4. And so, I would think if I'm the Rams right now, like there's the budgetary stuff and the cash flow stuff which might make it easier to do a deal in August than now. But also there's he just got out of rehab. So like, do we want to do it now, or do we want to get like a few more months of information and making sure that he's all good? I think it behooves them to wait a little bit longer, but like obviously he's a huge part of their future. I think the bigger questions, to me at least, would be like they've got a couple of really good young players on their D line, Byron Young and Kobe Turner, and how does this affect those guys? You know what I mean? Like now, do you feel like you're less in a position to extend those guys, and could those guys wind up becoming free agents in 2027 as a result of this?
Seahawks made another retention move yesterday with Derek Hall, which I was psyched about. I really like Derek Hall a lot, and I'm glad that they have somebody in there on the edge that they can count on moving forward, because everybody else on that spot is sort of a little year to year. But I was blown away by how little he signed for, especially considering it's almost like half of what Boye Mafe got on the open market. Is that just a great team-friendly deal?
It is, and I think it kind of, to me at least, it shows that the Seahawks are becoming a destination again. You know what I mean? And that's where you want to be. Is like you want to be the sort of place where guys want to stay, where guys want to come. I think Shaheed's another example of it, right? Like he gets out there in the free agent market again. They didn't think they'd be able to find a way to get something done, but they're able to bring him back because he won a championship there and he wants to be a part of the puzzle. So like, I think the answer is yes, is that you can't count on every deal being that way, and you're going to lose some guys along the way. And I do think like a big piece of what John Schneider learned from the last time around, when they were in this position coming off of a Super Bowl, is that you really can't keep everybody, and you do have to. There is going to come a time when you're going to have to make some of those tough decisions. But I think these are the sorts of deals that you put in front of guys. It's like, look, we appreciate you. We want to keep you. I agree with you, Mike. Like, he was awesome in the Super Bowl. Like, certainly kicked Will Campbell's ass, who was the 4th pick in the draft, And so, like, this is, I think, kind of indicative of what they're going to have to do with some of these guys that they value, but where they have to be cognizant of every dollar that goes out. They're saying, we want to take care of you. Please take this for what it is, but this is where we're willing to go right now, and you see where it goes.
You all know the voice, become a great friend of the show, giving us incredible time over the last few months, especially that run up to the Super Bowl. And I think one of the rare guests, Salk, that we had on Radio Row or right around there was Albert Breer. Salk asked me earlier, Bert, any moves left? If this is an arms race and the Rams have gone McDuffie and the Rams have gone Myles Garrett and the Rams are all in and the Rams are going big, is there any move the Seahawks make to bring somebody in from the outside over the couple months ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I think like it can be hard to forecast those, but those opportunities, I think time and like the way things have gone the last few years, those things can present themselves, right? Like, so, I mean, what does the Max Crosby situation look like in October, right? Like, let's say that he's off to a monster start and the Raiders are still, 1-7 or whatever it is. Do the Raiders then look at it like, okay, well, if somebody comes along and offers us something that's close, maybe not equal, but something that's close to what Baltimore did, do we think about it? So that's one situation that you could monitor. You're always looking at the situations of guys that are in contract disputes or coming close to the end of their contract. So, I think the best thing you can do is kind of like look for those with some of the teams that might be at the bottom of the league, And, I'm Mike, I'm with you. You like when you mentioned, the idea of Jared Verse, like I just think looking at like edge rushers and like the fact that you can never have enough of those guys, right? They obviously lose Boye Mafe, so that's part of the equation there too. Is there an opportunity out there with an edge rusher? It's one of these teams that might fall out of contention. It's certainly something to consider going forward. And I'm racking my brain for a team that might be, I don't know, like a Josh Sweat, if Cardinals would trade him in division. I know that's not a massive swing, but his name was kind of rumored out there. And I mean, Arizona guys might have the toughest last place schedule I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but that's the sort of thing that I think you would be looking at. And again, you can never have enough pass rushers, and maybe that's an area where John Schneider looks to augment as you get closer to the trade deadline, or even closer to the cut down in September.
Aaron Donald going to play next year?
It's interesting. I was on Rich Eisen's show when I think he said that to McAfee initially, right? So I didn't even know that had been said, and Rich brought it up to me, and I was kind of like, it's like, okay, like how do I? And my initial thought, what just popped into my head without knowing anything at the time, was, well, if that's going to happen, it kind of feels like it would have to be like an Eric Weddle type of deal, I don't know. I think with most of these guys, Brock, you can probably speak to this, but, it takes so much effort, and it takes just so much effort, so much time to get yourself ready to play a 17-game season. It's just, and it goes so far beyond just showing up for training camp and showing up for the games. There's a build-up. There's a lot of maintenance. There's a lot you go through over the course of the year. And so, I know Aaron Donald loves his life outside of football. I also know, he's the ultimate freak. So, do I think he wants to sign up for 5 months? I don't know. Could I see it if it was a month and a half or a 2-month thing where he comes in at the end the way again, I don't know, Brock, I'd be interested to hear your opinion on that, because I just think the idea of building yourself up and then going into it for 5 months, after you've been out of it for a little while, is probably pretty daunting.
Yeah, it's years. It's not it's years you've been out of it. You're 35. You left the game playing at a level that was elite. Why would you? And only he knows his body, right? And it is a freakish body. Can that still do all the things it once did? Those are things that I think he knows, and he's marketing it really well. His hashtag ready, supplements and the whole gym thing is getting a whole bunch of run here. So he's doing a good job of that. Hey, Bert, if you could take those new tires and whiz across the country and join Salk at Seahawks OTA today, where are your eyes and what are you writing in your notebook?
Mike, are you out there today?
I will be.
You guys got the nice. I think the easy thing to look at would be, okay, you've got a new coordinator who I think a lot of, right? Coming in from San Francisco. And he's got some familiarity with Sam Darnold from having been there. You've got, a receiver coming back on a massive contract. You've got Rashid Shaheed coming back. Now he's been in the system, or he's been in the building at least. The system's going to be a little different, but he's been in the building. So, how smooth does that look, collectively out there in OTA number one? I think the guy who is going to probably get the most attention in training camp from fans is Jadarian Price, just because of what he's replacing, But I don't know how much you're going to be able to see from a run game perspective when they're out there in sweats. You know what I mean? So I think taking a look at Sam Darnold and the passing game and that receiver group now that they've had some time to work together, and Brian Fleury coming in as the new offensive coordinator, that's probably what I would be looking at.
I'll look at it. I don't know whether I'll be able to tell whether anything good is happening, but I'm happy to go look at that.
Well, then there's the depth chart stuff too, right? Corner, outside of. Well, the other thing is is Witherspoon even there, right?
He
was there last week. Yeah, he was there for the ones they did last week or 2 weeks, whenever it was.
Yeah,
and happy. He seems happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you never know though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know when these guys. When a contract, so I just think that's a storyline worth following. And I think it's going to be one that you're going to follow until the new contract is done. So I think that's certainly got to be on your radar. And then also what's happening opposite him. What's happening at the other corner positions. I think is another obvious thing that everybody's going to be paying attention to, outside of Josh Jobe coming back, of course.
Kind of like the Seahawks draft. We've been talking through it. I mean, they didn't have a lot going into this draft, and as you said, picking 32 and kind of at the end of every round, but just kind of seeing and getting to know a little bit of the guys they took. They kind of got some fun dudes in here for next year.
Yeah, I think looking at, Price is an obvious one, right? So Price is to me, you're betting on the come with him because obviously he was behind Love at Notre Dame. But there are a lot of people who think he's a very, he has a chance to be a real high-end 3-down back. And then when I look across the board, it's just, I remember saying this to Eric DaCosta. This was probably 6 or 7 years ago. I said what I like about the way you build your team is I could explain it to my at the time I think was my 4-year-old, my 6-year-old. Now they're 9 and 11, right? And my 6-year-old is my 6-year-old little girl now too. But you look at the way they've built their team. They bring in Bud Clark to play safety. That is a logical replacement when you lose Kobe Bryant. You're bringing in Julian Neal to play corner. You lose Reek Woolen. You bring in Bo Stevens to play guard. That's been, a position that, obviously has been an issue and less of one now. But, now to solidify your line, getting another guard in there, makes a lot of sense. So I just think just as much as when you looked at Nick Eamon-Wari the year before, where there was just great logic in being able to plug him in, you know what I mean, to that Kyle Hamilton role and Mike McDonald's defense, and the way Gray Zabel made sense, you know, because that guard issue the Seahawks had had forever was still there. Like, the guys at the top of this year's draft make a ton of sense as well.
I see what you did there, Salky. I know you.
What?
I know what you did right there.
What did I do?
Well, Tom Pelissaro was on like a month ago.
Yeah.
And he rattled names like in the front office and every Seahawks in 76.
Sure.
Like, he went so deep that we were blown away. I think our jaw, just like dropped. Like, how did he? And so we've always thought Bert was the gold medalist on the national narrative, the national level. And that was a question to test.
Yeah, but Bert doesn't have his teeth. He doesn't have Tom's teeth.
But you know what Bert did? He responded.
Yeah.
He said, get Tom Pelissaro out of here.
That's right.
How deep you want me to go in this draft? You want me to go to the 7th round?
Did you have to pull that up, or did you have the name Julian Neal like on the top of your head?
Dude, he has it. So he has it.
I couldn't. No, I couldn't. I couldn't name the 7th round picks. But
Bo Stevens, though, that was pretty impressive.
Yes.
I'm pretty good with draft stuff.
Yeah.
I also like, you know what I do? Like, think I'm like decent with.
What do you do, Bert? What do you do? What is it you do here?
I try to think of it like, all right, like, I want to understand the logic behind what every team is doing. So when they're drafting, I try to look through the first 3 or 4 rounds and say, okay. And like, to me, that's what I'm trying to say here is, like, I remember thinking that as like the Seahawks were going through the draft, right? Is that this is really freaking logical. You know, everybody says, like, we don't draft, like, you have needs. You know what I mean? You can say you don't draft for need, but you have needs. And so, like, to draft a running back to replace Kenneth Walker, logical. To draft a safety to replace Kobe Bryant, logical. To draft a corner to replace Reek Woolen, logical. To draft another guard that can play opposite Gray Zabel, logical. Like, to me, it's like sometimes the simplest things are actually the best things. And so I think, like, the approach that John Schneider has taken, like, last year's draft was super logical to me, right? I mean, Eamon Wari was like, okay, like, now Mike has his Kyle Hamilton, right? I think, you know, same sort of thing applied this year.
Bert, thank you. You're going to be out here, it sounds like, for the start near the beginning of Seahawks training camp. So I owe you a text. I'll get you some info.
I'm still waiting for. My kids are excited. I've told them the Pacific Northwest is beautiful in the summer, and I actually, like, this is like so Emily's got a great friend who lives out there. Her friend Liz Meyer, but like this is sort of the result of my training camp trips there and me saying over and over again, that is the most beautiful area of the country in the summer. It is freaking unbelievable. No one knows.
We'll send you some good recommendations. We're going to get it done for you. I'm going to send you an email. I can't even put it all in text, so we'll send you a big email, and we'll see you late next month. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
You got it. Thanks, Mike.
There you go. The great Albert Breer, Monday morning quarterback. Brock, we're late. We'll be right back on Brock and Salk.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood, in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
I really want to have the most amazing customer experience. I want people to be excited.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speed.
He's got the gigs to go big, bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top.
Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. And our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
Thinking about upgrading your water heater? Snohomish PUD can help. Right now, you can get $1,000 back when you install a qualifying heat pump water heater. These systems use far less energy than standard electric tanks, which means lower electric bills for you. Oh, nice. Choose an eligible model, apply for your rebate within 90 days, and get cash back from PUD. Learn more at snowpud.com/rebates.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric Arc Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Been a day of bouncing all around. We'll get back to the football talk maybe at 9:30, Brock, and react to some of what we heard from Albert Breer in the last half hour. Mariners have won 8 games in a row, so I don't want to get too far away from that story because it's super fun. And after kind of suffering through the first 6-8 weeks really of the season. Kind of nice that things turned for whatever the reason, and they're hitting, they're fielding, they're doing everything. I loved our talk with Jeff Passan yesterday, and I will say there was one thing that jumped out to me probably more than anything else, and it mimics some other stuff I'd heard recently. I don't know if this jumped out to you the same way, but when we asked him about this crew of young shortstops, right? McGonigal and Griffin and obviously Colt Emerson. It's funny, when I asked him about it, I was kind of alluding to the fact that Emerson has actually been a lot better than any of them, despite not having quite the same level of pedigree. And he took it in a different direction. I was like, hey, all these guys have been really good. So why are all these young players as good as they are?
It's not like I look at a guy and listen to what it sounds like when the ball hits the bat and it sounds different. No, there are very tangible measurements that we have on all players from the time that they're teenagers. And not just in the United States, this is going on in Latin America too. Like, these kids are tracked from the time they're 14 years old at the events that they're playing at, showcases that they're going to. And I think that just gives more and more confidence to organizations that, this guy is doing the same thing that major league players are doing. And maybe we have a tough time acknowledging that because of their age, but the numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level. And that's what we're seeing from Colt Emerson right now.
3 things jump out to me there, Brock.
Okay.
One, I've heard more about this recently and that this is true. I was just talking to a friend of mine whose daughter is going to play at a really high-level AAA hockey team next year. And one of the things she was talking about was like, they have them tracked during every practice to see what their heart rate gets to. And, there was some question about whether or not that is fair for a 14-year-old kid and kind of going through it all. But it's like, they are doing this. Like, it is become more and more the norm in sports that they have this data. And that's ultimately point 2, which is, I think when we talk about analytics, we tend to still think of it as, on base percentage instead of batting average, and, whether or not to bunt, and maybe some of the defensive positioning. And that is definitely still a part of it. But when a Major League Baseball team thinks about analytics, this is what they're talking about. Right? We've got data on a 19, 20-year-old kid that shows that all of these numbers are akin to what we've got in the big leagues. He's ready now. They don't have to guess as much anymore.
Yeah, and that's kind of the blessing and the curse of the whole perfect game circuit in America that starts at like age 9. 9-year-old Tommy had an exit velo of 68 miles an hour. Can you believe that? And Tommy at 12 has got an exit velo of 90 miles an hour. And, like the exit velo, the 60-yard sprint, the throwing velo from the outfield, the throwing velo from the mound, like all of those things that do get measured. I think that's what that's where my mind went. It was a lot of like, Colt Emerson hitting a baseball in Ohio high school baseball. It doesn't matter what he's facing, or it doesn't matter what it sounds like. I can measure off the bat. That was 104 miles an hour.
Now, the analytics isn't going to handle who the person is and the personality and how they're going to handle, the mental and emotional grind of all of this. So it's not like the scouts aren't relevant and the development isn't important. All of that stuff is still a major part of it. But, the difference between what GMs do and what we think they do, the difference between what analytics are and what we think they are, that gulf is obviously, I think, pretty big. I was talking about it with Shannon the other day. Like, we think of GMs as making trades and draft picks, but a huge, if not the biggest part of what they do is hiring the right people around them to do a lot of the work that gets done, right?
To evaluate all this data.
Absolutely. So
to evaluate all of it. So how can we project and then throw in the human being and then throw in the background and then throw in the structure around them and then throw in all of the other real life human intangibles with all of that data. And there is no perfect science, but man, the Mariners sure seem to be pretty darn sharp and have been for the last decade. With their first round picks, especially their second round, their 7th round pick in Brian Wu, which was same deal, right? The baseline number, 7.5 ERA for a reliever out of Cal Poly. Yeah, but look at the next level numbers.
The spin rate.
Look at the arm angle of where he throws it. Look at the spin rate. Look at all the other factors. And it's funny because if you would have said to me, hey, pull one cut from Passan, this was exactly the cut. Because the other place my mind went, and I don't know if it did for you, because you have one more. Go and get me your third point on this. Was what A.J. Przinsky said to us. Why all these injuries around baseball? And a lot of it, in his mind, was the overtraining. They're just doing fall ball into winter ball, into training, into my hitting coach, into a week off, instead of months off. But the flip side of that is how are all of these young 20-something shortstops doing this at the major league level? Because they're year-round. Because they've been training and training and right. I mean, it's a curse, I think, for an older player. It gets harder and harder for your body to do that. But 18, 19, 20, 21, like, let's go. Give me my hitting coach. Let's go. Let's get in the cage. Let's go. Let me get my extra work. I don't think it has the impact and the effect on those young guys like it does the middle-aged and older guys.
You think the data is more important? I mean, look, we know that baseball, more than any other sport, relies on numbers. It's just such a numbers-driven sport. But don't you think that this element of the game, this type of analytics, is even more important in baseball, where the difference in competition can be enormous, and even more so, the luck factor is just like the results versus process is so huge. You just can't base everything off results in this game because the results don't always, and in fact, sometimes don't even come close to telling you the story of what really happened.
Yeah. Well, the corollary in the NFL would be the combine. In the massive amounts of data they get there.
Yeah, it is, but it's still not. Because that's not gameplay. This is data on gameplay that is looking at the process of what's happening versus the results of what took place. That's not to say you don't look at the results.
Sure.
But it's just
I would say they also,
more.
yeah. No, there's way more in baseball. It's not even close. I'm just trying to make a bit of a comp. And now you have the data and the lasers and the technology, even to the high school level.
Well, that's where I think it's a good comp in football is where they're starting to figure out how fast somebody.
That's exactly what it is.
All of what's the stuff called, the catapult system and all that, like. All of those things, I think, are absolutely similar. And we know I just read this whole story about how years ago, hockey the NHL has actually been at the forefront of a lot of this technical innovation stuff. You don't hear about it a lot, but like after the whole stupid Fox-colored puck thing, they started using that technology. And now every single jersey has a little thing sewn into it that has GPS
you could track the
data.
Speed. Yes.
They're tracking all of it all the time.
That's right. You look up at the big board and you're like, how are they measuring? That guy's going 19 miles an hour. You can see it like in almost real
they can
time.
Track who's in and who's out and what the line shifts. It's really incredible. And I think, I guess, and this is a 10-minute way of saying what probably could have been 30 seconds, but they are so far advanced from what we think they're doing in all of these sports that sometimes I just like to take a moment and kind of like, man, they're really doing some cool stuff on the cutting edge in all of these sports. All right, we'll get back to football in 20 with kind of react to what we heard from Albert Breer. We've got trash takes today, and we got everything you need to know next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for PCF. You know what that is by now. People come first. You come first. And if you've been dreaming of a new deck, I don't know, maybe you were at your radio host's co-host's house and saw that amazing deck and you wanted that, the heater, the outdoor television to enjoy all the amazing weather, well, that seemed to arrive in the Pacific Northwest a little early, then you better get a hold of PCF right now before their schedule fills up. With that new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace, you can enjoy your outdoors year-round no matter what the weather throws at you. And for a limited time, get 50% off your demolition costs right now. That's up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space some years ago, and we absolutely loved it. You will too. So start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build by this summer. Planning, permitting, construction, it can take a little time. So get that process started today. Get your project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Mariners and Mets today at T-Mobile. 12:40 first pitch, 11:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack in the $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
This Friday, Masters of the Universe arrives.
That sword is gonna show me the way home.
Power up your summer.
Hang on. It's about to get weird.
And experience the rise.
Take the sword. Protect them.
Of He-Man.
I have the power! How does it feel to be the mighty warrior?
Pretty great.
Don't miss Masters of the Universe. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Early screenings Wednesday. Everywhere Friday.
Immaculate greens. Unrivaled natural beauty. Championship caliber conditions. Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on nearly every hole and tree-lined fairways, Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those that want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Man, the Mariners have just been really good here over the last 8 games, Brock. They have done everything well. They've pitched well. They've hit well. They've pressed all the right buttons. If there was something to be done, they have found a way to do it, and it's been the Stars, it's been the Julios, but it's also been the Johnny Paredes of the world who comes up with a huge 3-run home run on the 9th pitch of a great at-bat yesterday. It's been Colt Emerson. I did finally find his final out. This is a great play.
Mariners 1 out away from another win. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, fly ball. Shallow left down the line, foul territory. Emerson overslides, and he makes the catch. And it's over. Colt Emerson makes the catch, and the Mariners win. They win it 8-3 over the Mets. The Mariners have won 8 in a row and 10 of their last 12 games. Holy smokes, what a stretch for the Mariners.
I would say so, Ricky. What a stretch after being 25-29 and kind of in the dumps there in Kansas City. It has been 8 in a row and on the verge today of 3 straight sweeps if you get it done against the Mets. It's been power, 6 straight games of multi-home runs. It's been power from everybody up and down that lineup, from Colt Emerson to, as you mentioned, Johnny Paredes to Julio, who continues into June what he did in May. Yeah, this is, and oh, by the way, you're doing this without 2 of the key cogs that before the season you would have said, yeah, he game winning streak. What's the impetus of it? Oh, I bet Cal's got a home run and a bunch of them multi-home run game. Oh, I bet Brendan Donovan is just doing his thing, just been a pest and getting on base. No, neither of those guys available, still battling back from injury, and the replacements have been pretty good.
This was the team that we thought we were going to get a whole lot earlier, and we're getting it now.
It's nice when that happens. And frankly, I think it was just a matter of time. Like, this is too talented a team to be as mediocre as they were for the first 55 games. And what we're seeing now, I think this is much more the Mariners that we expected.
That's for sure. Jeff Passan said it yesterday. Very difficult to argue. As you said, Brock, Freddie Peralta, George Kirby today, 12:40 first pitch. Little day game, matinee, getaway day for the Mets, and the finale of this homestand.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Seahawks, meanwhile, will be on the practice field this afternoon. Derek Hall got his extension. It was nice to hear a little bit more about that. Thanks to Jessica. She's a texter, Brock. And I appreciate this information she sent in. Shame on us for not doing it ourselves. Boye Maffe's contract with the Bengals is 3 years, $60 million. You know how much of it is guaranteed? 19 million. Actually less than Derek Hall's. $19 million is paid out entirely in a bonus in the first year. First year cap hit is 17 due to the team. But after that, they can get out of this after next year. So it is a good example of maybe the money or the reporting not sounding exactly like the reality. And maybe this deal is a little bit more akin to what Boye Mafe got.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But you are tacking on 3 more years to this extension, right? Which is always better business. It has been their premise. It was with Mark Rodgers and Russell Wilson way back when. He didn't want to do that, but this is the way we do business. They never broke for anybody. For Cam, for Earl, for Russ, for anybody. This is the way that we do our business here, because this is about the 70 strong. This isn't just about you and your individual deals. It's how it folds into everybody else's deals. And everybody bought in, including Head Neck now.
Head Neck is that is the greatest nickname ever. I love it. Meanwhile, of course, all the focus is on what's happening in Los Angeles. You were saying yesterday, Brock, you don't think that the Seahawks tackles are going to be concerned at all about Myles Garrett? Chris Long disagreed.
We'll start with the losers. There are a lot of losers in this trade. Let me tell you. Charles Cross, Abe Lucas, Trent Williams, Colton McKivitz, Paris Johnson, Elijah Wilkinson. Those are all the tackles in the NFC West. I have a feeling there are at least 6 iPhones being replaced today. Because if I got that notification, I'm throwing my phone at the wall. You know, we got to see Trent Williams and Myles Garrett battle out last year. That was fun as That was so fun. We'll get to see that twice a year. Jared Verse, obviously a loser in this thing. Welcome to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he's a good player, man.
I don't think Charles Cross throwing his phone.
No?
No. Yeah, I mean, it's like facing a good pitcher. Yeah, I got to face Tarek Skubal. Yep, the dude's really, really good.
But it's not like you're going to face you're now going to face him a lot.
No.
I think is the way he views that.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Pretty good hockey game last night to start the NHL Stanley Cup final. Carolina got up 2-0 early and then gave that back and ended up losing 5-4. Tomas Hertl with the goal late. John Tortorella impressed with the Vegas Knights' ability to bounce back.
Both teams, it's probably going to be that way through the whole series here, back and forth. Yeah, I just don't think I've told you guys since I've been with this team, it's a good team. We're a really good team. And I think we have a really good locker room. I think they understand these type of situations because they've lived through them. And they've won, a lot of these guys. So that's what you rest on it. For me as a coach, I have all the confidence in the world. No matter where the flows go, we're not going to get into a panic mode by any means.
If you're trying to sell hockey in a new community, don't you think a guy like John Tortorella would really help? He's just engaging, charismatic. There's something about, you got to listen to him.
So Knicks and Spurs kick it off tonight as well. Salk will be locked into that one. That's everything you need to know. Quick question here for you. And I think I know the answer to it, but I think the casual sports fan and even our audience would be curious for a little more detail. This is the third Stanley Cup for Vegas in 9 years.
Yeah.
Why? What have they done so extraordinarily well that, because
it started with
the resources are here, the money is here, the commitment is here, the building is here.
They got the greatest expansion draft system ever.
And it was tweaked after that, right? Yeah. I think that's important for the audience.
They got
hear. I knew that. I knew you were going to go there. It was
tweaked, but even more so, the other teams found ways around some of the problems that they had the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they ended up...
So they were to cherry pick a team in a way that the Kraken were not able to.
That no team in history has ever been able to.
Gotcha.
Including the Kraken. But yeah, and then they've hit on guys too. It's not just that. Obviously, that's what got them started. But they've hit on guys, and once you've won, it's easier to get up. To get Mitch Marner, they've taken some big risks too. They took a huge risk on Jack Eichel, who, there was a health problem in Buffalo, and he wasn't going to stay there, and nobody really wanted to trade for him, and they took the risk. Should the Kraken? Yes, they should have. Yeah, they should have. You need an opportunity to. They went out and signed Mitch Marner. Yeah. I don't know if they could have, but they've taken some. Carter Hart, huge risk. This guy was very credibly accused of some truly heinous things and was suspended by the league for a really long time. Ended up being found not guilty, and they were the only team to sign him. Nobody else wanted him. You can debate whether or not that was morally reprehensible or not, but why are they here? Big swings more than anything else. A big swing on Mitch Marner, a big swing on Jack Eichel, a big swing on Carter Hart, a big swing on Torts at the end of the year when they fired Bruce Cassidy and hired a guy in Tortorella who is he's double-edged sword, man. He runs hot.
Big swings. And aggressive. Big. And I think that's exactly what the team that's being talked about in the NFL has done too. Mm-hmm. And it's not the Seahawks, even though they won the Super Bowl. They're not the one being talked about. It's the team in their division.
Yep. Big swings. And kind of the opposite, by the way, of Carolina, who's not really taken a lot of big swings, but has a lot of just really good, developed talent, kind of the opposite approach. But I think that big swing approach has worked pretty well in hockey. Gotcha. And if there are opportunities for the Kraken to do it, I would certainly want them to do so.
Stick around for Bump and Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
so there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team.
Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
Hey, Mike Salk here, and let's talk about your crawl space and your attic. Is that something you generally talk? No, you don't spend a lot of time thinking about your crawl space and attic. You're not going in there? Yeah, me neither. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them pretty regularly. It's why I call Crawl Pros, because they will go where you don't want to. You don't have to go into those dingy areas That's what Crawl Pros is for. And then they'll take pictures. They'll show you what's going on in there. If you got any issues in your crawl space or your attic, I'm talking water, toxic mold, rodent intrusion, any issues with insulation, they can handle all of that for you, and they do a great job with it. And plus, they'll tell you about the local utility companies that are incentivizing getting your home more energy efficient with proper insulation. Some homes could qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. Don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in good shape. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today. Schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
When I'm catching up with friends or family, C-Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue, it's where we go. A welcoming atmosphere, and I get to see my good friend, Chef John Howie.
Hey, thanks, Brock. At C-Star, we're known for fresh local seafood, unmatched hospitality, and great value. Right now, enjoy a 3-course dinner in the lounge every night, starting at just $50.
$50. You cannot beat that value these days, and it's only with Chef John Howie at CStarRestaurant.com, CStarRestaurant.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder. The Mariners are all about giving you more baseball for your buck. With Mariners value games, you can score seats for less than $12 on select dates all season long. Plus, be sure to check out the biggest ever value menu and beer lineup. Available every game and featuring 36 items. From ballpark classics like hot dogs, nachos, and refillable sodas to canned brews starting at just $5. Go to mariners.com/value to grab your value game tickets and check out the full slate of value options at T-Mobile Park.
Popeye's Big Box is back, y'all. Big news for bold Louisiana flavor. And you have some big questions to answer. Will it be 2 pieces of marinated crunchy signature chicken? Or 3 juicy tenders? And which 2 delicious sides will you pair with that biscuit you love? In spite of all that goodness, Big Box is no big-ticket item. But it won't last forever. So if you want to go big, you better go now. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Mariners and Mets today at T-Mobile. 12:40 first pitch, 11:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
June is Men's Health Month, and Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Swedish Cyberknife can effectively treat conditions like prostate cancer, which can run in the family. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatments, each lasting less than an hour. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Yeah! Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, we got trash takes in 15 minutes, Brock, and we'll see how Cash does in trash takes. I'm not going to make a rhyme.
I think if you had a son,
yeah,
I could see you naming your son Cash.
You could?
Yeah, and he'd be like a heck of a little baseball player. Cash Salk.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether that's a name that we would have considered necessarily.
Cash, is that your birth name? Is that on your birth certificate?
It is, yeah. It is. Yep.
Like
C-A-S-H.
How do you feel about Gage Jump?
Gage Jump?
Yeah.
He had a good outing last night. You see what he did last night?
Sounds
dominating.
I was going to say, yeah. Destined for good things.
Yeah. He's just a guy with no names.
Cash
Gage
Salk.
I don't know.
You don't see that little second baseman, shortstop, little gritty.
I mean,
tough.
don't get me wrong. Cash is a great name for second baseman.
Yes.
There's no if you're trying to what's it called when you wish things into existence? What's that whole thing called? Wish casting. Like if you're trying to wish cast a second baseman, you absolutely want to name them Cash. Don't get me I agree with you.
Yeah. And can we spend a minute before we get back to Albert Breer and the Rams and the arms race and all this good stuff? Can we just spend like 30 seconds or so to give your father, Larry Salk, praise for the kind of start he's off to in his softball season?
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about the Mariners. We talk about all these stars. We talk about the difference makers. I mean, when Jane Salk is taking notice and letting you know what a stud her husband is, your father, the grandfather to your beautiful children is, maybe it's time to give Larry a little props.
Well, he was drafted higher this year, as I think we talked about, right? I think it was a 9th-round pick last year in his big old man softball league. And then this year, I think he was up to a 5th or 6th rounder. So, I mean, despite being one of the older guys in the league, I think he's 77 in I think that's a 60-plus league.
That's so good.
Yeah, so, I mean, to get drafted where he was is a big deal. He was down on the Cape, last weekend, and my mom went down with him to watch some of the games, and she did sound pretty impressed. Yeah, I mean, she called me to be like,
I know.
Dad looks great out there and
balling.
Oh yeah, she gave me the whole rundown, which is great. So it meant that I didn't have to hear it from him because usually he's the one calling to give. So let me tell you about my third at bat yesterday. So I hit it right at the 13th fielder, and he made a move to his left, and this guy fell down. So it is entertaining when he. But it was much better hearing it from her, just through her eyes.
Kudos, Larry. I just want to give you a minute shout out.
Thank you. I'm glad you did that. That was nice of you, Brock. He'll thank you. I wouldn't have thought to do that on my own. I already took up enough family time with Cecily on the show yesterday. Well, speaking of, I don't know if I can make a transition to Albert Breer. I guess he grew up in the same town my dad moved us to when I was little. I don't know. That's about as close as I could get. How do you feel after listening to him talk about the Rams and talk about what could be ahead for the Seahawks?
Yeah, I think there's some insight there because I think there was some wonder, were the Seahawks involved in this? Were they involved in Myles Garrett? And I think you kind of hear from Bert there as an insider that this was really something that had gone years back. Kind of sound like some of the old DePoto Mariner trades.
Well, did you hear any of the audio or video of the Browns
presser?
Yeah. Did you hear any of that?
A little bit.
I just saw some from Dov Kleiman, of course. That's where I get most of my football information. It's I mean, again, that's why I continue to follow him for the comedy element.
Well, you better enjoy it because it might be short-lived. There's some legislation out there on the old social and on the old X that they're going to get rid of these aggregators that they're making. Yeah, they're making money by just taking other people's stuff.
So?
Well, it's just
there's no chance. There's no way Elon does that. No way. I don't buy that for 1 second.
Okay.
Don't believe it.
So anyhow, you were on Dov last night. And
I was on Dov, as I often am. And, they were questioning their GM about it. And he's like, yeah, we did not open it up to everybody else. That just wasn't the way this process. And I think Cleveland fans in some ways were kind of mad. Like, well, maybe you could have gotten more. Like, what do you mean you only talked about with the Rams? But then I think you hear from Bert, and it kind of makes sense. Like, hey, if you even want to keep having this conversation, you can't open it up. I thought that was first of all, it was great reporting from Bert on what was really going on behind the scenes. But I think it does help make it, kind of ease it a little bit. Like, okay, I guess I understand why the Seahawks weren't involved.
Yeah, and that guy probably, L.A. would have been, for Miles, a pretty good fit for a guy that for 10 years has been your decade of darkness in Cleveland, a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and a team that can never win.
Yeah,
So
you want the Bert sound? Here was the Bert sound.
A lot of trust, Brock. It's actually interesting. The first time that the Rams called the Browns about Myles Garrett was at the trade deadline in 2022. So, I think that sort of illustrates how the Rams don't have any fear about calling on anyone, And, in this case, what really sparked this set of talks was that option bonus being moved from March to September. And, it caught the attention of the Rams. And, so Les Snead, their general manager, picks up the phone and they start a conversation and
kind of goes from there. But yeah, I think you're onto something.
And then ultimately, you had to get Verse in the deal. The Rams, obviously, hey, we'll give you 2 firsts. We'll do this or that. And if you're Cleveland, this is, I think, a win-win. I think Cleveland, by all accounts, if you look at Bill Barnwell and everybody that tries to judge the value and however numbers and data you want to put to it, there's not many people that I read ooh, this is not a good deal for Cleveland. They got a lot back. If Jared Verse is a first and a third or a first and a second, you got a first. If he were not in the deal, right? If you just took him out of it, it could have been 2 or 3 firsts and a second and third. I mean, you got a whole bunch.
Yeah, he's a generational player.
Who's that?
Myles Garrett.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not putting that on Verse yet. He's had a couple of really nice years.
No, but I mean, but that's what you got to give up in order to get Myles Garrett.
Yep. And now you're banking on his 30s, and there's enough evidence from the Jared Allens to the Bruce Smiths to guys that have played a long time at that position that can still be very productive. Maybe not playing the run as much, as dominant as he has over the last few years. He should still be able to do that for a year or two.
Does he remind you of someone? Is there a comp for Myles Garrett? Is it one of those guys you just mentioned? I don't.
You seen him with his shirt off? Do you want me to send you that picture? Because last time I sent you video. Okay.
I don't think I need that.
Well, I sent you the Derek. I sent you head neck, and you just went, crazy for that.
Well, apparently I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, I was just reminded looking at some of the Garrett stuff yesterday, that picture is floating around. He's Aaron Donald with, more length.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald was a 275-pound bowling ball that ran 4.5. Myles Garrett is longer and bigger.
Julius Peppers?
That's a good one.
Great comp.
He's
better. I mean, he's been a better pro. Peppers is a really good player. Garrett's an even better player, but with body and all that, that's a great comp, Maura. Julius Peppers, really good player.
Yeah, just there's not many
freak
human
show
beings.
looking athlete.
Yep.
That's a good comp.
And his ability to just play with unbelievable pad leverage. He plays at that size and that explosion to play at the pad level he does. That's why he's been able to, you talk about kind of next level data or stats or numbers or things. If you were to just measure his pad level at his height and his weight and his length, there's just not many humans that could ever do that. I mean, Bruce Smith did that. When I think of it, Bruce Smith for all those years, how do you block that guy? How do you possibly block that human being with arms that long, with that first step, with his pads below your chest? If you're Big Ray Roberts out there on the edge trying to block him, it's just no bueno. It's no fun. And he's a difference maker.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, all the more for you. You said it earlier, Salk, your continuity. I added depth to that. And then I think, too, your commitment to running the ball. You want to take away guys like that. The only way you could do it, right? If you're trying to just block them, you can commit 2 resources to them, but you got to be able to win that line of scrimmage and do it in the run game.
He did not present much hope if you're out there thinking the Seahawks need to match it. If what you're thinking is the Seahawks need to make a move before the season begins, that was definitely not the direction that Breer went. Now, that being said, he was, I think, a lot more positive on the idea of, hey, before the trade deadline in the NFL, which has started to become a little bit more relevant than it used to be, you could look around and pluck a good player off a team. And the fact that you have 12 picks in next year's draft, and if you don't make another move between now and the season starting, yeah, maybe you're in pretty good shape to be able to make a move then instead.
Yes. And the equivalent would be Max Crosby. Just like Jerry DiPoto called on Luis Castillo when he was a Marlin, and then ultimately the Reds, and ultimately all those conversations that took those years culminated in that trade deadline move a few years back. It sounds like from Bert that it was 3-4 years ago, the Rams calling Cleveland, different GMs, different people, but hey, making it clear that we've got an eye on him. Well, we know the Seahawks 2 years ago with the Geno deal and the Max Crosby, and I think there was speculation last year around the trade deadline. There were conversations for Max Crosby, so that would be the target, but that's not going to happen now. That's not going to happen before training camp. Could that happen if the Raiders are 1-6, 2-5, not going anywhere, and he's been healthy and productive? Yeah, maybe you revisit that conversation then. And oh, by the way, you don't play the Rams until January.
Right. I mean, you got plenty of time before those battles take place. And yeah, we'll see where everybody is with the Rams. These super teams, man. I mean, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. You guys saw the note I sent you yesterday, looking at all of the teams that have kind of been the favorite, the way the Rams are right now. The percentage of teams that didn't even make the playoffs was pretty crazy. Yeah, a couple of them ended up winning the Super Bowl. It's not like those teams are guaranteed to do nothing, but teams that are heavily favored at this time of the year, it's not a great bet.
Yep.
I think it was like 6 out of 10 or something didn't make the playoffs. Like, it was a pretty big number.
Yeah, and you're one, back injury tweak of Stafford not being around, and there is no Jimmy Garoppolo. Now you bet on the 13th pick in the draft being the guy you're going to make history with, Coach.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the reality there, too. You're one Achilles away from a 30-year-old Myles Garrett to being like no Jared Verse and no Myles Garrett. Like, this is what happens when you kind of bet big and you go heavy and you pay these guys all the cap space. Is I don't think you've got the depth. You got 22 really, really good starters now. You've buttressed your back end of your defense.
Especially
your front still, yep.
I mean, it's so funny, football and baseball, and we spend so much time talking about these two sports, but that all-in 100% on right-now mentality. In football, it's the injuries. In baseball, it's the vagaries and the ups and downs.
That's right.
If you're going all in on just this 1 year and somebody has a bad year, well, then what?
Right.
I mean, like, it just and not that injuries can't get you in baseball, too. They can, obviously, especially on the pitching side. But just the way it is in football and then the ups and downs.
You know what
I know Jerry gets a lot of grief for the 54% comment, and it was I'm not going to defend it because it was still really poorly worded. But the point behind it of giving yourself an opportunity to get into the playoffs and go every year.
And you know when that becomes more sustainable? When you're 40 strong.
Yeah.
And not just 26. And I might do a little digging tonight and have a little segment tomorrow for, hey, if it was 70 strong for the Seahawks, and that's why that Lombardi was lifted, to get to the first World Series, I think you could contend, not even 40 strong, because some of these minor leaguers aren't even on your 40-man roster, some of these difference makers. But, I think you could contend right now, 40 strong, this is the deepest it's ever been. And Colt Emerson call-up is reflective of that. So some of the parade, some of the moves you've made have been reflective of that. Some of the moves, even the bullpen guys that have had to come up and fill some spots. Yeah, maybe we'll have a little conversation about that tomorrow.
Get it together. Don't look like trash.
Trash takes.
It's a bunch of trash.
Oh, gosh.
I thought it was trash. On Brock and Salk.
That's a terrible take.
All right, let's see. Mora, I think, as always, won last week.
No, she did not.
Oh, she didn't? Who won?
Watch your mouth.
It wasn't Mora? I just assumed.
You watch your mouth.
Was it not Mora?
Okay, when the Cleveland Browns finally win something of significance, which is what I am the equivalent of when it comes to trash takes. No, he did not. No.
Oh, you won last week.
I sure did with the coach of the Cavs.
So, Brock, where would you like to go?
I would like to put cash money right on the spot.
Okay, you want him to go first.
6'2", 205, breath of fresh air, young, vibrant.
All right, Cash.
Seemingly talented so far.
Well,
and now we get to judge further.
Yeah.
What do you got for a trash take this week, Cash?
Yeah, so I was going through X, which, great takes everywhere on there. But Grant Cohn says, now watch the Rams trade Ty Simpson and picks for Joe Burrow in a couple of years.
Ty Simpson for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and picks. You didn't even say firsts. You said picks. Like there's room to negotiate if it would be first or not.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, seriously, while the Bengals are really kind of coming into their stride and they had a historically good offense last year and they finally did stuff on defense, and it's like they're going to sell Joe Burrow in a couple of years. For Ty Simpson?
I think more like, well, I don't know if Sean McVay could be a Midwest guy. More likely will be a McVay with one of those guys in their place.
Yeah, that seems a little bit more likely.
But Grant Cohn's a good place to go. Good job.
Yeah,
Josh.
that's a good start. Brock, you up next?
No, I'm going to put more in next.
Oh, okay. Huge mistake.
Wow.
Like Julia Roberts' Pretty Woman, huge mistake?
I'm just saying huge mistake.
How do you feel about the judge
Cash,
of
you ever
this
seen the movie
competition?
Pretty Woman?
No.
Okay.
I'm terrible in media literacy.
It's also not a good movie.
Okay.
You're not missing anything.
Pretty Woman?
Yeah.
You're a great follow-up to Lyle in that aspect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What year were you born, Cash?
2003.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, Maura, what you got cooking?
2003.
Sheesh.
All right, I am going to go with someone I usually like, Dominique Foxworth on Get Up. He thinks that Kyler Murray is the best quarterback that the Vikings have had in the Kevin O'Connell era, forgetting maybe one Super Bowl winner, Sam Darnold, in his little speech here.
Like, I think he's going to have a successful season. This is the best quarterback that he's played with in a long time. He's better than all the quarterbacks that KOC has had before. He's had more success than them, independent of Kevin O'Connell. Like, I think that Kyler Murray's had stretches of play that we thought were MVP caliber. All we need is someone to make it so it extends for the rest of the season. I think Justin Jefferson is that person to help extend it along with Kevin O'Connell.
How did you just erase Sam Darnold from memory there? Like, a lot of people are mad they didn't keep him. And he's saying that this is going to be the best quarterback Justin Jefferson has played with, that he's had more success than any of the quarterbacks that were there. Like, it's just not true.
No, it's not. It's dumb. That's a dumb
I'm flabbergasted by that one. Brock, you're going to have some work to do.
Think so?
That one's pretty bad.
Well, while Cash goes to X, while Maura, the sound hound, listens to everything under the sun, I just go to Stacey Rost.
Oh.
Stacey tweeted this out. Stacey not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. Most 12s aren't happy about it. Can we knock it off with this narrative that the Rams were a fluky 2-point conversion away from being Super Bowl champs?
Here's the play. Zach Charbonnet just picks it up. Yeah. Nobody even realized that play is the 2 points that won the game, won the NFC West, won home field advantage, and ultimately won the Super Bowl for Seattle.
What? That's Schefter?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What are we doing here? Oh, Salk, you thought you had it easy today. You thought you had your opinion made.
Yikes. Oh, my God, this is hard.
Play one more time for me, Maura, please.
It's not great audio because Stacey recorded it off her TV,
That's
and then you
okay.
sent me the.
That's all right.
I
Don't
tried to
worry
find the
about
actual.
Play it one more time. Ludicrous.
Here's the play. Zach Charbonnet just picks it up. Yeah. Nobody even realized that play is the 2 points that won the game, won the NFC West, won home field advantage, and ultimately won the Super Bowl for Seattle.
Wait, I shouldn't even listen to you. Why am I helping you by playing your audio again for him?
Thanks, Maura.
We're in a competition.
You can play yours again. Salk might need it because we know the Cash is out. Cash, good
sorry.
try.
You gave it a good run. For a rookie, you're no Colt Emerson, but good start.
Next time you might need sound. Cash.
Yeah, I'll do some more. I'll be more prepared next time.
So far, a little more Jared Kelnick than Colt Emerson.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, ouch.
Shots fired.
I mean, he knew what a take was.
That's true. I mean, Lyle wouldn't have made it to the big, so that's good job. That Foxworth one is super dumb. Kyler is not only is he not the best he's had, he's not good. But I'm going to say ultimately, Maura, that he just forgot. I think that's an overlook and a forget as opposed to a truly bad. Like, I think if you were there with him and you were like, hey, man, what about What about Sam Darnold? He'd be like, oh, right.
I mean, this was a prepared, they had graphics and everything. This was a prepared bit. He didn't even look into who the quarterbacks were during the Kevin O'Connell.
He got to work late that day. Yep. He didn't have time to do all the normal homework. He was like, here's a quick take. And like, they didn't, because it's an awful take. Don't get me wrong. But I'm going to give him, because as you said, you like him, give him the benefit of the doubt that he just forgot, as opposed to he's that wrong.
I'll have to go back and listen to the response because I think Orlovsky let him have it about Darnold after that.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was like, oh, my bad. Whoops. Brock, that Schefter take is horrendous. I mean, look, did it lead to them winning that game? Yes. Did it lead to them winning the NFC West? Yes. Did it lead to them having home field advantage? Yes. Is that akin to winning the Super Bowl? Absolutely not. So stupid. That is so stupid.
Ugh. But it's one of those narratives that's
also,
just kind of
it wasn't the last play of the game either. It's not like, a few years ago when the Saints and Rams...
How about the 2-point conversion that won the freaking game that night?
Right.
How about that?
Like, there were a lot of other plays. I don't know. There
was a 2-point conversion at the end of the game on the final play that the Rams could have stopped.
I mean, the tuck rule wasn't the last play of the game either, but everyone talks like it was.
And that's dumb, and they're wrong about that. The tuck rule was also called correctly. Sorry, both of those calls were the right calls. It's one thing years ago when you had the Rams-Saints game with that awful pass interference non-call where you're like, wait, what? That's pass interference.
Right.
And then some.
Right.
The guy should have been thrown out of the game. And you're like, okay, that's the only reason they lost the game. Okay, fine. This does not qualify. Brock, 2-time winner. Back to back. Back to back. Very impressive job. Yep. Those are trash takes.
Now, if I go back and he defends that take with Orlovsky, do I get a...
Nope, sorry,
Do we get a recount here?
Sorry, Maura.
That's a good question.
When you win, say little. When you lose, say little. When you win, say even less.
Can I
have
please
to say less.
ask for some
radio show.
Here's the thing messages for tomorrow?
Yeah, please do. It's already tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Cash, you with us tomorrow?
I am, yes.
Okay. All right, here's the thing messages, please. Go to the app and leave us a message for Here's the Thing on whatever is intriguing you today. If you want to make fun of one of us, that usually works. But we got to go. We got to get out of here. We're done. Bump and Stacy short show up next, and then Mariner baseball. And I think we're going to be talking to Mike McDonald tomorrow. So details to come. We'll see you guys at 6 a.m. Until then, the hay.
Bring your notepad down to the VMAC today, too.
I'm not doing that.
Lots of notes. Lots of notes. In the barn.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Stick around for Bump and Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
So there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team.
Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
When you head to your local Toyota dealer to purchase a new car, ask them this question. Do you offer a lifetime powertrain warranty? If the answer is no, then visit Toyota of Kirkland if you're in the north or Toyota of Renton if you're in the south. Both stores protect your vehicles for life with powertrain warranties on all Toyota models outside of the BZ. Not all Toyota dealers are built the same. Head to toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com and receive a lifetime powertrain warranty on your next Toyota.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no interest and no payments. We're also giving back to the community with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic.
He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric Arc Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bid?
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Hey, are you shaking a maraca?
No, I'm shaking the pill version of Ozempic, which no one should ever do except in ads like this.
A nice disclaimer.
Hey, thanks. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide tablets, 9 milligrams, and